it's like this is the anniversary of the signing of 7076. So without that, we wouldn't have baseball. Yes, we're scripted here on the Northwoods League. Let's get into the first game. It's just weird, man. And like they try to no. Yeah. If it just doesn't sound so weird, it wouldn't be bad. I mean, what they say is fine. Yeah, what do they do like during the day? I don't think that's their broadcasters. Like, unless they're like the Rochester Honkers broadcasters. It could. I mean, it would make sense. They might be actually. Nice. 13 to. I don't even have our games up there from yesterday. There's a 13-1. And then we'll go scores. Game live. Oh, Andrew Click. So what? I'm always pretty thoroughly impressed with fans that like buy stuff from that Hot Shot, man. That stuff is not cheap in there. Like people have bought those polos, like I've seen them around. We're good to go at 6:25. No interview today, by the way. We lost yesterday, so I decided not to. I'm trying to figure out some type of superstition going, whether it's an interview on a certain day of the week. Got to figure it out. Should probably put the standings on here. Sabo's got the fresh cut, man. I mean, he definitely would deck again? Is Lonnie's deck not even open?
Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine.
Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Scatcherd, and Anderson, the NW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and Woods Piggly Wiggly, also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing.
Hello and welcome to historic Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the pregame show, or rather, voice of the Bullfrogs here on the pregame show, where the Bullfrogs are set to host the Battle Creek Bombers for Game 2 of this two-game home series against the Michigan foe. Last night, the Battle Creek Bombers got the best of the Bullfrogs, putting it on the Frogs 13-1 in favor of the bad guys. The Battle Creek Bombers would support off of a home run from Tom Stoffel and a sacrifice fly from J.D. Mundy. Those two coming in the first three innings, and the Battle Creek Bombers would never look back as they would add more onto the Bullfrogs later in the inning. 4 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th. Bullfrogs managed just one run. That came in the 5th inning when Riley Smith came across to score during a pickoff attempt between first and second. The Bullfrogs dropped to 11-21 after last night's contest, and the Battle Creek Bombers sit at 19-13. The Bombers good for third place in the South Division. The Green Bay Bullfrogs good for currently 9th place. They are the lone possession of 9th place, just a couple of games ahead of course, the other Michigan team in the South Division, the Kalamazoo Growlers. A couple scores have gone final already today here in the Northwoods League, as majority of the games had early afternoon games, as you will see on Sunday afternoons. However, the Green Bay Bullfrogs have fireworks after tonight's game, so it's the last game to get underway here tonight. The national anthem is about to get underway, so stay tuned for the second half of the pregame show, where we tell you your starting lineups and today's scores. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
In pump service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site, whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines. They'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the O'Connell Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 well and pump service. Fireside Road, O'Connell Falls.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at O'Connell Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron or Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wisconsin. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
This is Larry Fitzgerald with Game Day Goal. Tune in to WOCO-FM 107.1 Fridays at 6 p.m. to hear me and Eric Nelson discuss the sports topics of the day.
Hello and welcome back to historic Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. The Frogs set to host the Battle Creek Bombers for Game 2 of this two-game home series. Your starting lineups for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. It's Alonzo Jones, the designated hitter, who will lead things off out of Vanderbilt. Riley Smith, the shortstop today for the Frogs, moving up in the lineup. Of course, normally the 9-hole hitter for the Frogs, but finds himself in the 2-hole tonight. He'll be at shortstop out of Minnesota. Batting third, he'll be the left fielder tonight, Mikey Falia out of UC Irvine. Kyle Binos, the cleanup hitter tonight for the Frogs, the right fielder out of Youngstown State. Troy Johnston out of Gonzaga will be playing center field tonight for the Bullfrogs, batting in the 5-hole. Batting in the 6-hole will be Brad Hamilton. He'll be behind the plate calling the signs for the Bullfrogs at catcher. Batting 7th will be Alex Pinner, the third baseman out of Scottsdale Community College. Batting 8th will be Ben Hart, the second baseman tonight, as he moves over from third. He'll be batting in the 8-hole. And out of Northwestern, Willie Bourbon. He'll be playing first base tonight for the Frogs and batting in the 9-hole. Your lineup for the Battle Creek Bombers. Cody Hawkin will be playing left field tonight, leading things off. Batting second and playing shortstop will be Alex Howard. Batting third, the designated hitter tonight for the Bombers, Tom Stauffer. In the cleanup spot will be J.D. Mundy, the first baseman. Batting fifth will be Justin Felix, the catcher. Nick Walker is behind him in the 6-hole. He's the right fielder tonight. Batting 7th will be Alec Trella, the third baseman. And batting 8th, the center fielder tonight for the Bombers, Jordan Getzelman. And in the 9-hole, Nikola Vasic, the second baseman. On the bump tonight for the Green Bay Bullfrogs will be Will Gilbert. He comes into the game 1-1 on the season. The starting pitcher for the Battle Creek Bombers will be Andrew Click. And we are about to get underway here as the play ball kid screams over the loudspeakers, play ball, we are underway. Cody Hawkin, the left fielder, digs in, and Will Gilbert stares him down. Gilbert, the freshman out of Baylor University, first pitch he throws in the game is a strike that finds the zone outside portion. 0-1. Will Gilbert on the season for the Bullfrogs comes into the contest with a 4.69 ERA. Cody Hawkin pops up right field. Second baseman Ben Hart gets underneath of it and makes the play. One batter retired. It's a little pop-up on the right side. In fact, it's so shallow in right field that Ben Hart, the second baseman, scampers underneath of it, calls off Willie Bourbon at first and makes the play. In fact, when he's running back to his spot, he kind of laughs with Willie Bourbon. Must have shouted something funny at him, knowing Ben Hart, one of the jokesters on this Bullfrogs roster. Alex Howard stands in now for the Battle Creek Bombers. First pitch he sees is a fastball that runs inside, just hitting the black. 0-1. Howard steps out and steps back in, waves his lumber around and awaits. Gilbert sends in the 0-1, breaking ball that's in there right across the plate. 0-2. Alex Howard, the shortstop tonight for the Bombers. Will Gilbert already set. He rocks and deals. 0-2. Misses inside a low. 1-2. Gilbert on the season for the Frogs has pitched 15 in a third inning, has allowed 8 earned runs and 6 strikeouts. Howard swings at that one. It's a sky-high pop-up in center field, and Troy Johnson gets underneath of it and makes the play. 2 away. That'll bring up Tom Stoffel, the designated hitter. Last night for the Battle Creek Bombers would manage the 2-run shot. Now coming in the third inning for the Battle Creek Bombers. Stoffel would end his night 2 for 5 with 2 runs and 3 RBI. Stands in, watches one go by, low and outside, 1-0. A fastball from Gilbert. Gilbert, a pitcher for the Bullfrogs, that another one of those guys with a lot of presence on the mound. Stoffel swings at that one. Ground ball to the second baseman, Ben Hart. Sidearms, and it gets away from him. It gets all the way to the backstop. Now Stoffel's rounding first, going for 2, and he's going to get there easily. It looked like it was going to be an easy 3-up, 3-down inning, and Ben Hart running to his left had an easy, well, not an easy play on it. It was a tough play. In fact, a good play by Ben Hart, in fact, in the field to get it in his glove, but as his momentum carried him towards the right side of the field, his throw goes to the right of Willie Bourbon, and it bounces all the way back to the backstop behind home plate where Brad Hamilton has to scamper over and pick it up. J.D. Mundy now stands in for the Bombers. The cleanup hitter playing first base tonight watches the fastball run well outside, in fact, into the batter's box of the opposite side. Mundy, the left-handed hitter, awaits. Will Gilbert checks Stoffel at second, gives him another look, and deals in the 1-out. It's a fastball that runs low and outside towards the shins of Mundy, or away from the shins, rather, I should say. Mundy out of Virginia Tech looking to bring in his Virginia Tech teammate and Stoffel at second. Watches the 2-0 run wide, and now a 3-0 count in favor of J.D. Mundy. Last night, Mundy would manage a sacrifice fly back in that first inning. Would give the Battle Creek Bombers a 2-0 lead, and it would be the two of many more. First two of many more. 3-0 pitch, that's a fastball that finds the outside black. Just nipping it. 3-1 now, 2 outs on the board. Tom Stoffel over at second. We just got underway, top of the first inning. Will Gilbert deals in the 3-1. Breaking ball that finds the zone that time. Good pitch by Gilbert. As after going down 3-0, the count now brings it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tom Stoffel takes a lead over at second. Gilbert gives him 2 looks and deals. Payoff pitch, swung on, fouled back past the backstop and past the stands here. Someone's going home with their first souvenir of the night. Good crowd here on this July 4th weekend night. Of course, I think there were a little more here yesterday, but still a solid crowd to watch the Bullfrogs pay. Payoff pitch finds the outside corner, a backwards K for Will Gilbert. His first strikeout of the night. That'll do it for the top of the first inning. No hits allowed. That'll do it. Stay tuned. 0-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dahl, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Hello and welcome back to historic Joanny Stadium. Bottom of the first inning, about to get underway as the Bullfrogs managed to leave Tom Stoffel stranded at second after an error on Ben Hart at second. And it came off a backwards K from the right-handed hurler in Will Gilbert. That will bring us to the bottom of the first inning where Alonzo Jones, Riley Smith, and Mikey Falia are due up. Alonzo Jones finds himself back in the lineup after sitting 3 nights out, and the Frogs are happy to have him back in the lineup card. As you can imagine, their past 27 innings have just managed 2 runs. Really been shut down offensively. Of course, Alonzo Jones leads this Green Bay Bullfrogs team in batting average. He's been a spark plug this season for the Frogs. Of course, has only played in 11 games, but in those 11 has batted .395, has 17 hits, a home run, 2 doubles, 3 doubles, 2 triples is what I'm trying to say. Has 8 RBIs. I mean, all of these stats already are to par with the rest of the Bullfrogs. And all the same time he's played a fraction of what some of the other guys have played this season. So Jones is going to lead things off here for the Bullfrogs, the designated hitter tonight out of Vanderbilt. He's a switch hitter, can bat lefty and righty. And the pitcher out on the mound for the Battle Creek Bombers, it'll be Andrew Click. Andrew Click, the right-handed hurler so far this season for the Battle Creek Bombers, comes into the game struggling a bit. Has a 5.68 ERA. Has pitched 12 and 2/3 innings. This will be his 4th start of the year and 5th appearance. Has a strikeout-to-walk ratio of 9-9 and a 2-1 record. The righty comes set. And Jones awaits. Batting lefty here against the right-handed hurler. The first pitch he sees, fastball, and runs across Broadway about at belt level as well, 0-1. So 0-1 count here, no outs on the board on an absolutely gorgeous Green Bay day. 0-1 pitch, a fastball that runs high. Catcher has to hop out of his stance to grab that one. Justin Felix evens the count 1-1. Click showing his speed, however, showing some power. That one an 89-mile-per-hour heater. The 1-1 pitch runs high as well. A 2-1 count, 88 that time. Click's got some power to him. Of course, as mentioned, 9 strikeouts on the year. Righty takes a deep breath, rocks back, sends in the 2-1. That's a fastball that runs high. 3-1 count. Hitters count now to Alonzo Jones. Jones this past season for Vanderbilt would appear in about 25 games or so, batting around .230. Takes a cut at that one, 3-1 pitch. It's a little blooper towards the shortstop, but he can't handle it. It flips off of his glove and falls behind him in the outfield grass out there, and Alonzo Jones gets on base over at first. It looked like it was going to be an easy play for the shortstop, but it's an error for the shortstop. In fact, tonight playing shortstop is Alex Howard for the Bombers. And now an error apiece for each team. That'll bring up Riley Smith, the shortstop, batting second tonight. Of course, last night was in the 9-hole. In fact, in every other appearance, he's batted 9. So he gets the move up after playing well. It's just his 5th game of the season in a Bullfrogs uniform. Coming into the game, batting .267. Has just 4 hits on 15 at-bats. The righty stands in and awaits the offering from Click. Click gives Jones a long look. And set. Jones off from first. Throw down way out of there. It's all the way into the outfield. Jones is going to go off for third and easily get there. I'm not sure what happened there to Felix. I mean, the throw was from the knees, but it was so off target. I mean, it was nearly in right field. He hops up and, I'm assuming obviously it slipped out of his hand there. But a funky-looking play nonetheless. Gathers some chuckles from the peanut gallery here. And now a 2-0 count as Riley Smith had shown bunt but pulled it back. Jones now just 90 feet away, looking to score the 3rd run in the 28th inning of play for the Bullfrogs here. If you will, of course. Riley takes a swing at the 2-0 and missed. Or rather, the 1-1 as the strike that, or rather the ball that came across on the stolen base must have been a strike and not a ball. So a 1-2 count now, no outs on the board. Alonzo Jones takes a lead from third. 1-2. Swung on line, drive up the middle of the field, and that's going to be a base hit RBI for Riley Smith, proving his worth all the way up in the 2-hole spot for the Bullfrogs. Alonzo Jones comes across for the Bullfrogs, and the Bullfrogs score their first run in 27, or rather their 3rd run in 27 innings. I hate to keep bringing it up, but I mean, it's how it's gone for the Bullfrogs. A 1-0 defeat against Wisconsin, which juts back 2 nights ago. And then 3 nights ago, I guess it's been now. Then a 5-1 defeat in Wausau. as Mikey Falia swings at the first pitch he sees. Ground ball to the shortstop, steps on the bag and throws it over to first. A double play. Mikey Falia grounds it right back up the middle of the field. Shortstop for the Battle Creek Bombers, Alex Howard, grabs it, steps on the second base bag for an unassisted out, and then throws it over to first to the first baseman, Mundy, for the second out. So a 6-3 double play will bring up Kyle Binion. Of course, the Bullfrogs would lose last night 13-1, so it was 27 innings of play for the Bullfrogs and just 2 runs. Alonzo Jones, however, scores one here in the bottom half of the first frame, and the Bullfrogs take a 1-0 lead. Kyle Binion, the right fielder tonight for the Bullfrogs, dig in. First pitch he saw went by for a strike and 0-1 count. 0-1 delivery to him is a breaking ball that runs wide. And it evens the count, 1-1. Bottom of the first inning here, Bullfrogs got some life, but the double play kind of silenced the crowd a bit. Well, they should be happy as the Bullfrogs have a lead over this Battle Creek team. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Kyle Binion ahead of that one. A nice change of speeds pitch there from the right-handed pitcher Click. Binion steps aside in the batter's box and out comes set. Bullfrogs in those American Bullfrog uniforms again. The 1-2 pitch to Binion. Runs well inside. Good Lord. Chin music for Binion. Has to dodge out of the way of that one. Almost swung his bat defensively just to stop it from hitting him in the face. But the bat head does not come around. 2-2. Binion awaits. The delivery from Click. Fastball that runs wide and low in the dirt. Moves us to a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs on the board. Nobody on after the double play in the Alonzo Jones score. Click, comes set, deals the payoff. Swung on and missed. The first strikeout of the night for Click. And that will retire the first inning. Bullfrogs take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream. Stay tuned. You're on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Pizza lovers, have you tried a Brew Pub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half-pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brewpub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
Tired of running to the bank for every little check? You can save a trip to the bank with the convenience of mobile check deposit from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. Snapping a picture with our app is as safe as depositing checks at one of our 7 locations. No more rushing to the bank before closing to make those important deposits. Visit snbt.com to enroll for mobile check deposit today. The Stevenson National Bank and Trust, 101 Bray Lake Way in O'Connell. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And remember, you can be tonight's Green Bay Family Dental Smiling Panoramic. Just take a selfie with your biggest smile. Post it on social media with the hashtag GBFamilyDental. You can win a prize.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan, voice of the Bullfrogs. The Frogs currently have a 1-run advantage over the Battle Creek Bombers, 1-0. It came off of an RBI single from Riley Smith, and the Bullfrogs take their first lead against the Bombers in this 2-game home series. The Bombers tonight supporting their All Blacks, and it's a sunny day today. They got to be kind of warm in those. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, they're all black. I mean, it's a fresh look. Give them credit. There's a black stripe down the pants, then a red stripe down the pants, as they have black pants on. First pitch that Justin Felix sees is a breaking ball that finds the zone 0-1. And then the jerseys are accented in white stripes and red stripes along the sleeves, and then the numbers are black outlined in red. Really nice look, one of the better uniform combinations I've seen this season. The 0-1 offering runs outside, just missing the black, 1-1. Justin Felix digs in here for the Bombers. 1-1 pitch to him. A breaking ball that runs low that time. Got all the way down to 71. Good pitch from Will Gilbert. Moves the count to 2 balls and a strike. Gilbert comes set. The righty out of Baylor. Deals in the 2-1 pitch. That's a fastball that just misses the zone. Low and inside at the knees of Felix. Will Gilbert this past season did not play for Baylor. In fact, he transferred in from a Division III school, so he's actually not on the roster. 3-1 pitch finds the zone. Just getting that inside corner. And it's a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes, no outs on the board. So next year he'll be competing for a roster spot for the Baylor Bears. And played well in the Northwoods League here, so I don't see why he wouldn't. The 3-2 pitch swung on, fouled back past the press box here. Felix just underneath of it. We'll stay at a full count. We're here in the top of the second inning where the Bullfrogs have a 1-0 lead over the Bombers. Payoff pitch, fastball that runs inside at the feet of Felix. The first batter that Will Gilbert has walked in this one. And the Bombers have a base runner over at first. That will bring up the right fielder, Nick Walker, who last night for this Battle Creek's Bomber team had a great night. In fact, Nick Walker would go 3 for 4 with a run, 2 RBIs, and a walk. He stands in, the left-handed hitter. First pitch he sees, a fastball that finds the zone right across Broadway, 0-1. So Felix will take his lead over at first, and Walker stands in. No batting gloves for the lefty. Watches the 0-1 run low and outside, rather. Close, couple inches off of the dirt there. Moves the count to 1-1. Walker with the batting sleeve on the right arm and the wrist tape on the left. The 1-1. Breaking ball that finds the zone. Nice pitch from Will Gilbert there. Got all the way down to 70. Walker knees buckling as he watches it go by, a 1-2 count. Gilbert comes set. Likes himself after throwing that one. Holds the ball behind his hip now. Comes set, delivers the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the night for Gilbert. That'll bring up Alec Trella, the third baseman.
Number 5, Alec Trella.
Last night, Trella would go 0 for 2 and would be walked 4 times last night. He stands in. Was a leadoff hitter last night, now hitting in the 7-hole. The right-handed hitter stands in, supporting the white batting gloves. Gilbert stares him down. The righty deals in. The first pitch he sees, line drive, foul territory, right side, rolls into the bullpen. Just a little behind it. Alec Trellis supporting that shin guard on the left leg as well. The Bullfrogs, as mentioned, in their white tops. It's American themed for America Weekend here. And their home pinstripe bottoms. 0-1 pitch. Fastball that just misses high at the chest level, 1-1. Do have to admit, they do kind of clash a little bit. But if the uniform bottoms are really washed very well, shout out to Ben Murray, who washed all of the uniforms today. 1-0 pitch misses, or finds the zone rather. Moves the count to 1-2. My man Murray got up early today to go wash those uniforms. Some of them look really good. However, some of the other ones are a little off white, Ben. You're going to have to do better next time. Some buttons are missing, I hear. The 1-2 pitch, that's a fastball that's in there. Another strikeout for Gilbert, make it 2 in a row. In fact, I don't know, you can't see it from here because obviously the Bullfrogs don't have their white pinstripe tops on. But Ben Hart's jersey is down to 2 buttons. The poor guy. We're going to have to get the sewing kit to that one. All right, so 8-hole now. Jordan Genselman will dig in. The center fielder digs in with a runner over at first. He got walked. The first pitch that Genselman sees is a fastball that runs high across the chest. 1-0. Gilbert, the righty, stands set at the hip. Deals in the 1-0. It's swung on. It's a little blooper into left field. That's going to drop fair, and both runners will manage to move over a bag. Of course, Genselman gets over to first, and Justin Felix will get to second. It's the first hit of the night for the Bombers. So Genselman grabs the first hit. Felix moves to second. It was a little blooper out into left field, just kind of right over the head of Alex Pinner. He can't do anything about it. Left fielder Mikey Falia can't do anything either but run over and scoop it up and throw it in. And it's 2 runners on now with 2 outs on the board. Nikola Vasic stands in now, the right-handed hitter. Supporting the banner sleeve on his right and Evo shield on his left. Gilbert deals in the 1-0. It's a breaking ball that runs low in the dirt. 2-0. Vasic, probably the smallest guy in the Northwoods League, but he's played well. Just 5'8", 150. Sophomore watches the 2-0 pitch run inside. 3-0. I gave the stat last night. I'll say it again. This guy has been hit by 15 pitches, the most in the Northwoods League. He crowns the plate with an open stance. 3-0 pitch finds the outside zone. 3-1 now. As Gilbert gets one back, the runners at first and second will take their lead. It's Felix over on the second base bag and Genselman at first. Gilbert gives Felix a long look and deals in the 3-1. Breaking ball runs high. And Vasic continues his discipline at the plate. Gets on base with a walk.
The left fielder, number 22.
So bases loaded here with 2 outs on the board. There was just 1 runner on with 2 outs, but a base hit and a walk now loads them. Cody Hawken, the left fielder, will dig in as we are back up to the top of the lineup. Hawken would pop up his first time up. Gilbert steps off the mound, licks his fingers, and comes back set. Hawken will step out and step back in, supporting the black bat tonight, gives it a couple check swings, and now waves it around his head. Gilbert kicks the leg and sends the first pitch in. It's a fastball that runs low at the shoes, or cleats, I should say, of Walker. A 1-0 count. Gilbert comes set. Deals in the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Cody Hawkins steps out, gets the sign from his head coach over there by the third base side. Salt and sauce, and stands back in. Gives it 2 more check swings. 3 now, and waves it around. Gilbert kicks the leg, sends in the 1-1. Breaking ball that ran low, got all the way down to 57 there. Almost not sure if that even is if that's the right number. Took a lot off of that one. It missed, however, a 2-1 count now. Gilbert kicks the leg, sends in the 2-1, swing and a miss. Evens the count, 2-2, and the crowd kind of comes alive here, getting behind their right-handed pitcher in William Gilbert. Gilbert puts the ball behind his hip, now comes set. Sends in the 2-2, swung on, ground ball left side foul that bounces over the dugout and all the way down over towards the bullpen of the Bombers. He was early. We'll stay at a 2-2 count with 2 outs on the board and the bases loaded. Gilbert deals the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Will Gilbert gets out of it with a strikeout, his 4th of the night. The bases left loaded. Bullfrogs lead 1-0. We're going to come back with the bottom of the 2nd inning. After this, you're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Hi folks, this is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
Hello and welcome back to historic Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the bottom of the 2nd inning, where the Bullfrogs, they have a lead over the Battle Creek Bombers. They lead 1-0. It will still be Click out on the mound for the Battle Creek Bombers. Andrew Click so far on the day has a strikeout and has allowed a hit and a... Troy Johnson due up for the Frogs. It will be the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Johnson, Brad Hamilton, and Alex Pinner. Troy Johnston out of Gonzaga University, playing center field for the Bullfrogs tonight, has been a great defensive player for the Frogs this year. He's got a nice laser arm out there in the outfield. And he digs in. The right-handed hitter comes set, or the left-handed hitter, excuse me. He comes set wearing the number 2 on his back, the batter's sleeve on his left arm, and the Gonzaga batting gloves. Says GU on it with the big old Bulldog. Watches the first one go by outside, 1-0. Troy Johnston last night for the Frogs would go 1 for 4. 1-0 pitch to him. Fastball that runs high, 2-0. Troy Johnston, I don't even think was on the Green Bay Bullfrog roster the first time that the Bullfrogs faced off against this Battle Creek Bombers team. Of course, joined the team a little bit late, about 2 weeks into the season. 2-0 pitch. Runs high as well, an 88-mile-per-hour heater. Troy Johnson gets ahead, 3-0. Johnson leading this Green Bay Bullfrogs team in RBIs this season. He's got 18. Has been walked 8 times this year, looking to make it 9 here. 3-0. Finds the zone. Johnson about halfway over to first. By the time the umpire makes the call, a 3-1 count that time. A fastball that finds the upper outside portion. Johnson stands back in after a short journey over to first and awaits. The 3-1. Fastball swung on and missed, and Click with gets 2 back now. A full count. Johnson behind that one. Johnson stands back in and awaits. Click rocks back and deals in the payoff. Swung on, found away left side. Past the grandstands here. The count will stay 3-2. Of course, majority of the games today have gone final. As on Sundays, you get those different matinees. But tonight, a 6:30 start time for the Frogs as there's fireworks after the game. The 3-2 runs high for ball 4, and Troy Johnston manages a walk after fighting off a couple of pitches. That will bring up Brad Hamilton, the catcher. Hamilton, the right-handed hitter out of Kent State, has had a great year for the Frogs. He's batting .346. kind of got in a slump for a bit, but here in his past couple of games has managed some base hits on a 3-game hit streak. First pitch he sees. Fastball right across the zone, 0-1. In fact, in those 3 games as well, has had multi-hit games. 2 games against Kenosha and then a game against the Wisconsin Woodchucks. Would go 2-3 in that 1-0 loss at home a few nights ago. Throw back to first. Troy Johnson slides back in safely. Brad Hamilton supporting, I think, a new batter sleeve. I hadn't seen that one this year. On his right arm, black and white. Got the white batting gloves as well, getting fancy on it. Throw back to first. Johnson slides back safely. That one close, however. A little worried about Troy Johnston so far this season for the Bullfrogs. Has stolen 2 bases. He takes a lead over there at first. His brand new jersey just got all mucked up. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball. That one's in there as well. 89 miles per hour from Click. Hamilton falls behind in the count, 0-2. Hamilton gives a couple of check swings and now waves it around. Andrew Click bent over, staring down Hamilton. Reading the signs from his catcher, Felix. Gives Johnson a look. Throws back. Johnson slides back in safely again. That one close as well. Close enough for the first baseman over there, J.D. Mundy, to kind of show it to the umpire. But he waves his arms, says he's safe. Hamilton stands back in. Johnson takes a lead. The 0-2. Fastball that just misses the zone there. I mean, just inches high and inches wide. Moves the count to 1-2. Cotton Eye Joe plays in the background. Not a cloud in the sky, and there's a slight breeze. What a day. The 1-2. Swung on, a belting grounder right side, but it's foul. Just gets past J.D. Mundy, the first baseman, and trying to get a glove on it. Over there by that first base bag, but it's just to the right of it. Hamilton a little bit behind it. Of course, talking about those bags, we mentioned it yesterday, but they're painted to the theme for the weekend. It's America Weekend. Of course, July 4th weekend. First and third base bags, red and blue with a white star on them. And the second base bag resembles an American flag. The 1-2 runs wide, evens the count. Brad Hamilton works his way back after going down 0-2. There's no outs on the board here. Bullfrogs look to continue here as they got off to a good start in the first inning. They lead 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Click. Comes set. Throws back to first. Johnson slides back underneath that one as well. Really worried about the Gonzaga product. As mentioned, has only taken off twice this season. Johnson takes his lead. The delivery. Runs wide. Another fastball. Took a little bit off of that one, however. Moves the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. No outs on the board. Brad Hamilton has stuck in there and worked his way back after going down 0-2 as he watched 2 fastballs go by the middle of the plate to start off the at-bat. The payoff pitch. Swung on, a ground ball right side to Vasich at second. He scoops it up, throws it to first. And it's a 4-3 out that retires Brad Hamilton. But he does his job in moving the runner from first over to second. So not a bad at-bat for Brad Hamilton. Granted, it's a ground ball to the infielder, Nikola Vasich, but it's in a spot where Johnson's easily able to get over to second with not giving the Bombers a double play opportunity. So one away, Alex Pinner now digs in, the left-handed hitter out of Scottsdale. He swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a line drive, foul territory over towards the bullpen, or rather the Bullfrogs bullpen area. So Pinner ahead of that one a bit. So Alex Pinner standing back in, the Scottsdale Community College product. Supports his white batting gloves. Has a shin guard on his right leg here. Open stance. Comes set. Johnson takes the lead from second. 0-1 pitch, runs high. 90-mile-per-hour fastball. There it is. 1-1. Not many pitchers in this Northwoods League can get up to that 90-mile-per-hour area. There's just a few. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove. 1-2. But Andrew's Click is one of them. I'm not sure if the Bullfrogs have too many that could do it. I bet there's three guys or so. I'm pretty sure Parr and Wallersheim are two of those that are able to get over into that 90-mile-per-hour zone. 1-2 pitch gets away from the catcher, and Troy Johnston easily scampers over to third. The second run for the Bullfrogs now standing 90 feet away over on the red and blue base on the third base side. Chris Sabo, who is rocking his legendary 17s over by the third base bag. Give Johnson a panel on the bottom, and he takes the lead over at third. Pinner comes set with a 2-2 count and a out on the board. The 2-2. Swung on, fouled back off of the mitt of the catcher. Felix could have been strike three. Ben Hart will scamper over and go pick up the ball and run back. The Bullfrogs missing their bat boy today. Talked about it. You kind of take him for granted. A 2-2 count. The delivery. Breaking ball that gets away from Click there. Catcher Felix has to stand up and reach out to his left to grab that one. Full count now. Pinner has worked his way through this count. Bullfrogs looking to try to add their second run of the game. Pinner stands in, the left switch hitter batting lefty here. Andrew Click comes set, deals in the payoff. Swing and a miss. Out number 2 on the board. Bullfrogs just needed Pinner to try to get the bat on the ball there, but just behind the payoff pitch, 2 down. That'll bring up Ben Hart, the second baseman out of Oakland University. Ben Hart comes in the at-bat, batting .253. Last night, Hart would go 0 for 4 for the Bullfrogs. Launches the first one run high. 1-0. However, Wood managed the lone RBI in a loss against the Wisconsin Woodchucks 2 nights ago, being awarded the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine Player of the Game. 1-0 pitch to him. Fastball. That one runs high as well. 90 miles per hour. It's at the eyes of Hart. 2-0. Andrew Click with 2 strikeouts on the night already. However, has fallen behind in some counts early. The 2-0. Fastball. That one's in there, however. It's a strike at the belt level of Hart. Moves the count. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs on the board. Troy Johnston over at third. He's off at the crack of the bat, or if a ball can get past this catcher, Felix. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice breeze out in center field throughout the stadium here, in fact, for a nice Sunday afternoon crowd. The 2-2 count. That one finds the outside black, and it's the 3rd strikeout of the night for the right-handed pitcher, Andrew Click. Bullfrogs leave a runner stranded over at third base. They got a 1-hit, or no, they did not. They got a walk in the inning. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Frogs lead 1-0.
City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960. specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dolan, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dolan at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hello and welcome back. Top of the third about to get underway. Will Gilbert runs back and delivers the first pitch to Alec Howard. It's a fastball that finds the zone right across the plate. And we're underway here in the top of the third. 0-1 count to Howard. Howard, his last time up in the first inning, would fly out to center field. 0-1 pitch to him. Breaking ball that gets away from Gilbert there. Nearly actually came back into the zone and was going straight for Howard's head, but that kind of dipped back in. A 1-1 count. Gilbert kicks the leg, sends in the 1-1. Another breaking ball that nearly finds its way back into the zone. Howard leaning away from it, but it just misses the outside black. A 2-1 count. Gilbert wasting no time, sends in the 2-1. It's a ball that runs wide. Few inches off of the outside black. Belt level, 3-1. Will Gilbert comes set, rocks back, kicks the leg, sends in the 3-1. Ground ball right back to Will Gilbert, makes the play, jogs over to first, underhand toss. 1 out on the board. An easy bouncer right back to the pitcher, Gilbert. Thought about throwing it to first, realized, why waste an error here? Let's not force it. Jogs over and underhand tosses it. Bourbon's there to make the squeeze. Tom Stoffel now digs in, the lefty out of Virginia Tech. First pitch he sees. A fastball or a breaking ball rather, that's into the dirt. Solid job by Hamilton of blocking that one. 1-0. The 1-0. That one's outside corner for a strike. Evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike and out on the board. The Bullfrogs with a 1-0 lead here over the owners of third place in the South Division, the Battle Creek Bombers. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball that runs wide, well outside of the strike zone. 2-1 now. The 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike, evens the count, 2-2. Of course, we've talked about Connor Wallersheim, how he's a guy that doesn't really waste any time out on the mound. Gilbert showing the same thing. 2-2 pitch, so 1 gone and missed. Make it 5 strikeouts for the freshman. That will bring up the first baseman, J.D. Mundy. Mundy on the day for the Battle Creek Bombers has struck out looking. That coming back in the first inning. It would leave a runner in Stoffel stranded at first. First pitch he sees, a fastball that runs outside and low. 1-0 count. J.D. Mundy awaits the 1-0 pitch to him. That one's outside as well. A 2-0 count now. Gilbert sends in the 2-0. It's a breaking ball and gets away from him. And now J.D. Mundy stands in with a 3-0 count as Gilbert struggles to find the zone after striking out Stoffel. 3-0 pitch. And that fastball's in there. 3-1. Gilbert trying to get into a groove here. He rocks back, sends in the 3-1. Swung on. It's a hot shot of a grounder right side. Gets into the outfield. It's a base hit for the first baseman. Second baseman Ben Hart sprinting to his left, falls into the outfield grass, trying to stop it to try to make a miraculous play, but just can't get his glove on it. A well-hit ground ball by J.D. Mundy escapes into the outfield, and it's the second hit of the day for the Bombers. We're here in the top of the third inning. 2 outs on the board. Now J.D. Mundy stands at first, and Justin Felix, the catcher, will dig in. He was walked his last time up and would be stranded over at third back in that second inning. First pitch he sees, a fastball that runs low in the dirt, 1-0. Felix steps out of the batter's box, stares down his bat, takes a deep breath, and stands back in. Gilbert deals him the 1-0. It's a fastball that finds the inside black. Felix didn't like it. Kind of looks at the umpire as he takes the call and readjusts his batting gloves. 1-1. 2 outs on the board, runner at first. Gilbert, as mentioned, waiting for Felix to bring that arm down so he can deal him a pinch, not wasting any time tonight. Gives a quick look over to Mundy at first, and now deals the 1-1. Breaking ball that just misses. 2-1. Justin Felix watched it all the way into the mid of Brad Hamilton. He steps out of the batter's box and gets the sign from his head coach over on the third base side. Solemn sauce. Drags his bat around the home plate. And now we'll wait. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball that runs inside, nearly hitting Felix there. Dodged away from it. A nice little scoot back. It's a hitter's count now. 3 balls to 1 strike. 2 outs on the board. And J.D. Mundy over at first. Felix stands in after readjusting his batting gloves and awaits the offering from the righty. Runner off from first. No, he's not. A snap throw from Hamilton. Not in time. I think Bourbon actually missed the tag. I think it went over the head. In fact, it did. Bourbon gives a little my bad tap to Brad Hamilton as J.D. Mundy faked taking off from first. Hamilton didn't like it, so he popped up and snapped through over to first. Bourbon snags it, but the tag goes over the head of J.D. Mundy. He's back safely. The ball that comes across is a strike, and so now a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gilbert deals the payoff. Swing and a miss. Make it 6 strikeouts for the young guy from Baylor. That will do it for the top of the third inning. On to the bottom half we go. Bullfrogs lead 1-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
It's the best time of the year to update your ride. NEW Credit Union's Super Summer Loan Sale. From July 10th to 28th, get super low rates as low as 2.49% annual percentage rate.
To jumpstart the big event, from July 10th to the 16th, you can find your perfect car, truck, or SUV from a selection brought in by trusted local dealers right to our credit union offices in Oconto Falls, Oconto, and Surrey. Compare them side by side, or you can also visit a participating dealer and see their expanded selections.
Call NEW Credit Union for details at 800-924-1250. That's 800-924-1250. Get up to 100% financing during the Super Summer Loan Sale.
Borrower must meet NEW Credit Union membership eligibility and creditworthy requirements. All loans subject to approval. Example of repayment would be a monthly payment of about $17.75 per $1,000 borrowed for 60 months. Federally insured by the NCUA. Super Summer Loan Sale at NEW Credit Union. Get ready to own it!
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Bullfrogs have a 1-0 lead over the Battle Creek Bombers, who, of course, last night they were mollywopped by. It was a 13-1 contest in favor of the Battle Creek Bombers, and a night that just didn't go in the Bullfrogs' way. They take a 7-0 lead before the Bullfrogs finally got a run across in the bottom of the 5th, and then an 4-run 8th and a 2-run 9th bring us to the final score of 13-1. It's not like the Bullfrogs were completely shut out in the game. They had 8 hits. They were walked multiple times. In fact, twice, that is. Alex Pinner would get on base twice with the walk. They'd get hits, but they were unable to string them together. They left runners stranded on throughout the entire night, and it's just not a good baseball for the Bullfrogs as they dropped another game in a row. Of course, currently sit in the 9th game of the North-South Division and on a 4-game losing streak. Willie Bourbon, the left-handed hitter out of Northwestern, stands in. He's in the 9-hole tonight for the Frogs. Click sends him a ball. It's a fastball that finds the outside portion low at the knees, 0-1. Bourbon readjusts his batting gloves and stands back in. Waves the lumber around, clicks, rocks, and delivers. 0-1 pitch, a fastball that gets away from him. High and outside, 1-1. Bourbon supporting that old school look as the Green Bay Bullfrogs socks rolled up. The 1-1 pitch. That runs high. 2 balls and a strike here, no outs on the board. Bullfrogs with a 1-0 lead over the Battle Creek Bombers. Here in Green Bay, which, as I mentioned a couple times, a nice crowd here on America Weekend. Of course, fireworks after every game here today, tomorrow, as well, and last night. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and fouled away left side. And it evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, just got underway. Here at the bottom of the 3rd. Willie Bourbon comes set, waves his bat around in a circular motion awaiting. Click, kicks the leg and sends in the 2-2. It's high, a full count. So a full count with no outs on the board. Willie Bourbon stands in awaiting. The delivery from the pitcher. Payoff pitch runs high and wide. Ball 4. The Bullfrogs. Now with a base runner in the bottom of the 3rd with no outs on the board. The pitcher, Andrew Click, has worked some large counts already. Has thrown 48 pitches here through just 2 innings. That'll bring up Alonzo Jones, the switch hitter batting lefty here against the Bombers. The 3rd baseman notably playing all the way in on the infield grass. First pitch to Jones, a fastball that runs low, 1-0. Of course, the coaching staff for the Bombers, you got to think, worried about Alonzo Jones. He's back in the lineup for the Frogs. The switch hitter stands in. The speedy outfielder for the Bullfrogs. Sure, they're worried about a bunt here. The 1-2 runs high and outside. A 2-0 count now. Jones steps out, gets the sign from his coach Sabo, and stands back in. Jones supporting the black Under Armour on his left arm and black batting gloves. He stands in, has his opening leg in a standstill. The 2-0 pitch swung on and missed, 2-1. Kind of leaves it all of the weight on his back leg, and kind of his right leg, which is facing the pitcher, kind of sits to where it's just the toe touching on the ground. Looking to step into a pitch here against Click and send it over the wall. Of course, hasn't played in 3 games. Bourbon takes the lead from first. The 2-1 swung on and missed. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alonzo Jones, the designated hitter tonight for the Bullfrogs, his last time up, managed to get on base off of the E6. He stands in and awaits. The 2-2. Swung on, fouled away left side. Sends it all the way over towards the bouncy house, which is crowded tonight. All sorts of little ones out there bouncing around and zip lining and all the fun things you can do here at Joannes Park. However, the Beach Club empty tonight, unfortunately. We'll stay at a 2-2 count with no outs on the board. Throw back to first. Bourbon slides back safely, no tag. Jones steps back in. the sophomore out of Vanderbilt. The 2-2 pitch to him. Fastball swung on a line, driving to left field. That's going to drop fair. Will Bourbon will be held up at second, and it will be a base hit for Alonzo Jones. There's something about Alonzo Jones that when he digs in and makes contact with the ball, it's exciting. I don't care if there's 2 outs on the board and the Bullfrogs are down by 10 runs in the 9th inning. It's something about the kid. Of course, the freshman All-American back during his freshman season at Vanderbilt. The guy that's got the stats so far this season for the Bullfrogs makes good connection with the 2-2 pitch there, sends it into left field. Nothing that neither the center fielder or left fielder could do about it. 2-2 pitch to the new batter, Riley Smith, runs high. Or rather, the first pitch to Riley Smith, of course, has a new count. It's a 1-0 count. Scoreboard still confused. It says that it's a full count up there. No outs on the board, however. Willie Bourbon stands at second. Alonzo Jones takes the lead at first. Riley Smith already 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI. The 1-0 pitch to him's a fastball right across the plate at belt level as well. Smith didn't like it, though. Moves the count to 1-1. Andrew Click, the right-hander, comes set, staring down the batter, and Smith hanging his right arm as he crouches over. Now comes set, checks Bourbon at second and deals the 1-1. It's swung on, a fly ball, foul territory past the concession stands here, 1-2. A couple of kids will run out into the parking lot to go grab that one. And Smith will stand back in. A 1-2 count after the foul off. Bullfrogs with a 1-0 lead over the Bombers. Runners take their lead at first and second. Click checks Bourbon at second and deals the 1-2. Swung on, ground ball to the right side. It's a slow grounder into the outfield, and it will get into the outfield as well. It'll be a base hit for Riley Smith, his second of the game. It's a slow grounder to the right of the second baseman, Nikola Vasic. Tip your hat off to the second baseman, Vasic, in a dead sprint to his left, dives to try to keep it from getting into the outfield. Manages to get his glove on it, which likely stops Willie Bourbon over at third. Might have came across to score otherwise. But he's unable to hop up and throw it over to first that ball all the way over towards the first baseman even more than the second baseman. And it's an infield single for Riley Smith. His second hit of the game, and now the base is loaded for the 3-hole hitter, Mikey Falia. The left fielder, his last time up, would hit into a double play. They're going to stick with Andrew Click here. He comes set, deals in a fastball that's swung on and missed. Falia, he's looking for the grand salami, a huge swing. But missed on it late, 0-1. Runners take their lead at first, second, and third. It's Smith, Jones, and Bourbon. Andrew Smith nods his head and comes set. Deals in the 0-1. That one's a strike right across the plate. 0-2 count now with no outs on the board. Bullfrogs looking to add a couple more runs here. They lead 1-0. Smith smacks his bat down on the plate and comes set. Click now comes set at the hip and deals in the 0-2 to Falia. It's a fastball that just misses the strike zone there. Click can't believe it. Throws his arm up almost to say, really, man, are you kidding me? And the count moves to 1-2. There's already some right-handers warming up in the pen for the Bombers as the Frogs threaten to take a multi-run lead. Click comes set. Deals the 1-2. Gets away from the catcher. It's off of his mitt, and Willie Berman's going to come across to score. It's going to go down as a passed ball, as it was a fastball that ran high and wide, but by no means did it seem like it was going to be a tough catch for Justin Felix. He raised his mitt, just didn't raise it enough. It tips off the top of the mitt and goes all the way back to the backstop. Willie Bourbon easily comes across for the Bullfrogs. They take a 2-0 lead. All runners advance one bag. Smith now stands at second and Jones at third. A 2-2 count after the ball. The pitch, check swing, gets away from the catcher again, and Delonzo Jones come across to score. The Bullfrogs put 2 runs across here in the bottom of the third inning without Falia even having to swing the bat. It goes by for a ball, and it's a full count now. Falia worked his way back from going down 0-2, and in fact, it's 2 pass balls as well that scored 2 runs. Bullfrogs lead 3-0. Smith now over at third. The payoff pitch swung on and missed. A much-needed strikeout for the right-handed pitcher, Andrew Click.
Right fielder, number 34.
1 out on the board. That'll bring up Kyle Bino, the right-handed hitter out of Youngstown State. Would have a good game last night for the Bullfrogs. He'd be named the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine Player of the Game. In the 13-1 blowout, the designated hitter last night went 2 for 4 with a double. Swings at the first pitch he sees, line drive all the way out into the parking lot. A well-hit ball by Bino. He's got some power to his swing. 4 home runs on the season, of course. And has had multi-bag hits this year. He stands in a crouched open stance. Andrew Click deals on the 0-1. Fastball that runs high. Evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. And an out on the board and a runner over at third. The Bullfrogs have already scored 2 runs in the inning, as they have a 3-0 lead. Those 3 runs better than their last 3 games combined. The 1-1 swung on. It's a high pop-up in left center field. Center fielder Gordon Getchelman will get underneath of it. Runner in Bourbon will tag up. Throw from center field. Not on target. Riley Smith comes across to score for the Bullfrogs, and they take a 4-0 lead. They put 3 runs across here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, as Kyle Bino did exactly what he needed to do. A nice fly ball out into center field. It'll go down as a sacrifice RBI for the right fielder. That'll bring up Troy Johnston, the center fielder. His last time up would be walked, that coming in this last inning. The lefty digs in and awaits. Click deals to him. Fastball swung on, a fly ball into left. Running to his right is Hawken. Has a read on it and makes the play. Give some credit to the left fielder there, Cody Hawken, in a dead sprint to grab that one. Nearly stumbles as he makes the grab. Johnston flies out to left to retire the inning. But the Bullfrogs, they put 3 runs across here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They lead 4-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Find the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish. Add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Hello and welcome back to historic Joanne Stadium. Top of the fourth inning, about to get underway. And the Bullfrogs, they have a 4-0 lead over the Battle Creek Bombers. Due up for the Bombers will be Nick Walker. Walker, the right fielder tonight for the Bombers, would strike out his last time up. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a chopper right side. Bourbon picks it up. But Will Gilbert gets in the way of him. He had picked it up and was going to apply the tag versus, again, to the batter and Nick Walker. And it's just a debacle. It's a slow grounder over towards first. Will Gilbert wants to go over to get to first to help out his first baseman. However, he just is in the wrong place at the wrong time. He finds himself sandwiched between Nick Walker and Willie Bourbon. Walker applying the tag to Gilbert, but it doesn't work like electricity. You can't tag one guy and the other guy gets out. Walker takes a lead from first, and Alec Trella stands in. The right-handed hitter and the third baseman today for the Bombers watches a breaking ball run high, a 1-0 count. Gilbert comes set. The Randy deals in the 1-0. That's a fastball that runs high as well. 2-0 count now. No outs on the board. Walker over at first. His last time up would strike out. He steps way out of the batter's box and steps back in. He's supporting the shin guard on his left and the silver batting gloves. Throw back to first. That one nearly got away from the pitcher Gilbert, as Bourbon has to leap up in the air and stop that one from hitting our first base camera person square in the eyes. That could have been dangerous. Nearly airmailed it. So a 2-0 count with no outs on the board. Runner at first. The 2-0 delivery swung on. That one, a liner left side, bounces off of the bouncy house. Luckily, there's some netting on that. That could have been horrible out there. And those kids having a great time out there, bouncing up and down the steps, going down on the zip line. If I ever get a day off and someone else does play-by-play, I'm spending my entire game in the bouncy house. You heard it here first. Trella stands in, a 2-1 count after fouling that one away left side. And Will Gilbert deals to him. Swung on and missed, evens the count, 2-2. Gilbert comes set, kicks the leg, sends the 2-2 in, check swing, came around. The 7th strikeout of the night for Will Gilbert. Has had some games in a Bullfrogs uniform where he has struggled. Those coming at the beginning of the season. Ever since his first 2 appearances, the freshman has been solid for the Bullfrogs. Of course, has a 1-1 record on the year. However, tonight, a great start. Runner off from first. Throw down from Hamilton won't be there, as when he tries to make the transfer out of his mid, it kind of pumps up in the air and falls that to his feet. So a stolen base for Nick Walker. He now stands over at second. We're here in the top of the 4th inning where the Bullfrogs have a 4-0 lead. Jordan Getzelman is dug in, watched it go by for a strike. A 1 pitch, swung on and missed. Another strike from Gilbert. He's looking to strike out the beer batter here tonight. Getzelman, who managed a base hit his last time up, had to come in the 2nd inning. An 0-2 count and out on the board. Walker over at second. The delivery. Swing and a miss. The crowd goes wild. They get half-price beer, and fans are legitimately running towards the tap zone over on the right side. Gotta love Northwoods League baseball, don't you? Nikola Vasic now digging in for the Battle Creek Bombers as Will Gilbert dices up another K. for the Bullfrogs. With 8 now. And Nick Vasic is hit by a pitch. I'm telling you, this guy does something before the game. I don't know if he gets in these pitchers' heads, but that's the 16th time this season that Nikola Vasic has been hit by a pitch. It is unmatched by any other player in the Northwoods League. 16 times the poor guy has been hit by a fastball. I mean, if it's not your everyday grind of playing day in and day out, it's getting hit by a pitch nearly every day. First pitch, Cody Hawkins sees a fastball that swung on and missed. 0-1 as we're back up to the top of the lineup after the hit by pitch against Nikola Vasic. Will Gilbert gives a long look over to Nick Walker at second and deals in the 0-1 that runs high. 1-1. So Nikola Vasic has been hit 16 times now. The next closest is just 9. So he's been hit. That is unreal. He has been hit 7 more times than any other batter. 1-1 pitch runs low. 1-2. Or 2-1 rather. Vasic takes a lead over at first. Walker takes his from second. Of course, this should be the end of the inning. However, that debacle that happened earlier. That one, a slow grounder back to Will Gilbert. Tries to pick it up barehanded. Nearly misses it. But comes back, picks it up, throws it to first. Bourbon squeezes. Inning retired. It's just a slow little grounder back to Gilbert. Nearly messed it up, but got it back in his hand, threw it to first, and ended the inning. The Bullfrogs, they lead 4-0 to the bottom half of the fourth. We go. Frogs look to add a couple more runs. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dahl and Oconto and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Hello and welcome back to historic Joanne Stadium. About to get underway with the bottom of the fourth inning. Out on the mound will still be Andrew Click for the Battle Creek Bombers as 4 runs have come across here in this game against them. With that being said, the Bullfrogs did score 2 runs off a pass ball. So not entirely his fault by any means. Has allowed 4 hits in the contest, and his defense hasn't helped him out all too much. There's an error on the game as well. Brad Hamilton will dig in, the right-handed hitter out of Kent State. Hamilton's last time up would hit a ground ball over to second base. First pitch he sees, fastball that runs high at the eyes, 1-0. Brad Hamilton on the season, of course, as I have mentioned, the best batting average on the team at .342. Finds himself in the top 12 or so in the Northwoods League. The 1-0 pitch to him goes by low, a 2-0 count now. Click comes set, rocks back, kicks the leg, sends in the 2-0. That one runs high. Brad Hamilton is ahead in the count, 3-0. Here in front of a relatively packed house in Green Bay. Of course, they average about 1,000 fans or so per game. Last night, the sellout of 1,400. 3-0 pitch swung on and fouled back as Hamilton had the green light on the 3-0. And the hitters count now. 3 balls and a strike. Hamilton comes set, awaits, waves his lumber around. The delivery from Click. Swung on and missed. Hamilton behind that one, 3-2. Hamilton kicks his bat with the inside of his shoe a couple of times and comes back set. If you want anyone to do good for this Bullfrogs team, it would be Hamilton. He puts the work in. The first one here every day. Payoff pitch to him. Fastball swung on, fouled away left side. Ahead of that one, it's a little dribbler that goes back over towards the coach's bench by the dugout of the Bombers. He comes in and runs a couple of miles, then takes BP by himself. In fact, there was no one to throw to him. He asked myself and the video director, Ben, if we could throw to him. But if finally someone did, thank God, I would have heard him. Payoff pitch, swung on, ground ball right side. There's a base hit for the catcher, Brad Hamilton. It's a hot shot of a grounder right side, got into right field. And as mentioned, you love to see it for the catcher. He works hard, shows up early, puts time in, one of the nicest guys on the team as well, and he manages the 5th hit of the night for the Bullfrogs. That'll bring up Alex Pinner, the first baseman for the Frogs tonight. Or the third baseman, actually. Scoreboard wrong again. Not getting along with that thing. First pitch to him. Check swing. It did not come around, but it found the zone. 0-1. Alex Pinner steps out, stands back in, supporting the shin guard on his right leg and the silver batting gloves. He awaits the offering. The delivery to him. 0-1. Swung on and missed. 0-2 now. Brad Hamilton over at first, as mentioned, with the base hit. He's now 1 for 2 on the day. Alex Pinner, his last time up, would strike out. That is something that he has struggled with this season. The most strikeouts on the team. Ben Hart stands on deck for the Frogs. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball right side. That's going to be a base hit. Brad Hamilton's going to be held up over at second. And it's the 6th hit of the night for the Bullfrogs. Alex Pinner will hand his shin guard to Coach Mike Ramazzotti, who very proudly wears every Evo shield he gets and every shin guard he gets. Puts the batting gloves in his back pocket, puts all of those in there as well. Sometimes even puts them on. He loves it over there at first base. Ben Hart now digs in, the right-handed hitter out of Oakland University. First pitch he sees, fastball right across the plate, 0-1. So now for the second straight innings, Bullfrogs have put runners on first and second with no outs on the board. The last inning, of course, they would load the bases before an out was recorded. Threatened to do it here again, as Willie Bourbon, who led off that inning last time up, stands on deck. 0-1 pitch to Hart. Fast breaking ball, rather, that runs outside. 9 to 3 o'clock, just misses the zone. 1-1. The righty and Click comes set as there's still some pitchers warming up in the bullpen over there on the left side. 1-1 pitch, fastball swung on. It's a base hit into right field, and they're going to send Brad Hamilton home. They're going to send the runner to third as well. Hamilton comes across to score, and the Bullfrogs take a 5-0 lead. It's a line drive into right center field. Jordan Getzelman can't do anything but run over to his left and throw it in. Hamilton rounding third by the time he gets it into his glove, and so he comes across to score easily. Alex Pinner rounds second and gets all the way over to third, and the Bullfrogs have a 5-0 lead here, and runners on the corners now with no outs on the board. They take a 5-0 lead over this Battle Creek Bombers team. A much-needed early lead for the Frogs as we have mentioned, coming to a game on a 4-game skid, and have really struggled offensively. They could use the big night. Willie Bourbon now digs in the Northwestern product, and he swings at the first pitch he sees. Fly ball in the center. Alex Pinner tags up from third, but does not go off as he stumbles. So a missed opportunity for the Bullfrogs. That could have been another run. Hopefully that does not come back to haunt them, as Willie Bourbon misses out on an RBI as well, as Alex Penner, I think, left the bag too early. Might have got fooled by the center fielder, in fact. I'm not sure if he deked him out there. So Alex Penner almost a little frustrated with himself. You can see him kind of readjust his batting helmet as if to kind of give himself a hard time. But his base running was good enough to get over to third, so hopefully he doesn't give himself too much of a hard time. Alonzo Jones now digs in, the designated hitter out of Vanderbilt's 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch he sees. Swung on, fouled off. Up and away past the press boxes. An 0-1 count. 1 out on the board, runners at first and third. In the inning, Brad Hamilton would lead it off with a single, followed by Alex Penner's single, and then a single RBI from Ben Hart. The 0-1 to Jones. Runs low, in fact, skips across the plate. Evens the count, a ball and a strike and out. A run on the board here in the bottom of the fourth, and runners at first and third. Bullfrogs lead 5-0. Alonzo Jones steps out and steps back in. A guy who's been all business here in Green Bay since he's gotten here. The 1-1 pitch to him. Fastball runs high. A 2-1 count now. And it's paid off for him. Batting .400 this season for the Bullfrogs. If he had more plate appearances, it would be best in the Northwoods League. The switch hitter batting lefty stands in now. Hart takes the lead from first, Penner from third. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on. It's a pop-up into the infield. The shortstop, Howard, gets underneath of it and makes the grab just off of the infield dirt. 2 outs on the board. That'll bring up the 2-hole hitter, Riley Smith, who has proven to his coach, Chris Sambo, that he deserves to be higher up in the lineup. Of course, in every other game that he's appeared in a Bullfrogs uniform, has batted in the 9-hole. Tonight, the 2-hole hitter for the Bullfrogs. He's 2 for 2 on the night with an RBI. Would scored Alonzo Jones back in that first inning, giving the Bullfrogs a lead that they have not given up. First pitch to Smith. Fastball that runs high, 1-0. About neck level of Smith. With that being said, Smith not the tallest guy on the team by any means. Standing at just around 5'9" or 5'10" or so. The sophomore infielder from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. There it is. Plays for the University of Minnesota. Watches another one go high, so it's a 2-0 count. Hart takes the lead from first, Penner from third. Frogs would like another run here. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on, ground ball right side. That's straight to the second baseman, Vasich. A little shuffle pass over to the shortstop, Howard, who's on the second base bag and beat out Ben Hartz for the third out. So the Bullfrogs leave 2 stranded. However, they get a run across here in the bottom of the fourth. They lead 5-0 over the Battle Creek Bombers. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you? At the O'Connell Pharmacy, we would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family, helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at historic Joanny Stadium. Due up for the Battle Creek Bombers here in the top of the 5th inning will be Alex Howard. The shortstop shows bunt but pulls it away when he saw the fastball was high, 1-0. Howard, his last time up, would ground back to the pitcher and would fly out to center his first time up. Swings at the 1-0 pitch and misses, moves the count to 1-1. Gilbert rocks back, sends in the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Gilbert continues to deal for the Bullfrogs. Sends in the 1-2 this time. Swung on, ground ball up the middle of the field. Ben Hart grabs it, long throw to first. Not in time. Alex Howard just beating out the throw from Ben Hart. Not a bad play at all by the second baseman. He runs in an absolute dead sprint, in fact, to his right, manages to backhand the ball. Instead of the off-balance throw to first, he elects to calm down, get his footing, and launch one there. I mean, it's just a centimeter or two too late as Howard comes across safely. But likely the right move from Ben Hart there to really calm down, really collect himself, and make the throw, as we've seen him really mess up that throw this season. Much better to have a runner beat out a throw by inches than air one into the dugout. Tom Stoffel now digs in for the Battle Creek Bombers. He's ahead in the count, 1-0, watches a fastball run high. Another one comes in high, in fact, and it's a 2-0 count here with no outs on the board. Stoffel stands in. First pitch after the 2-0 comes across, takes a huge cut at it, and misses 2-1. Tom Stoffel, of course, last night for this Bombers team would send a 2-run shot over the right field wall. The Bombers trail 5-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Stoffel behind that one, 2-2. Trying to string together a couple of hits here as they have their first runner on with no outs on the board since all the way back in the first inning. That's in Alex Howard. He got in off of the infield single. 2-2 pitch, swung on, fouled back. It's off the bottom of the bat, hits the dirt, comes back and actually hits the bat again on the swing around. Count will stay 2-2 strikes. Runner takes a large lead from first. Snap throw, not in time. Bourbon struggles to put the tag down for the second time over there, as a large lead over there from the shortstop Alex Howard. I mean, he was nearly halfway to second before he finally scampered back. The snap throw from Hamilton just not in time. Bourbon there couldn't get that one. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, making 9 strikeouts for this Will Gilbert kid. I mean, he's having a day out there on the mound. Has not allowed a run so far in this one. Has allowed just 3 hits. First pitch that the new batter J.D. Mundy sees is a fastball that runs high and wide, 1-0 count. Gilbert deals in the 1-0, swing and a miss. 1-1. They can't figure out this right-handed hurler. He's not throwing the fastest of fastballs. It's only reaching 83, 84 or so. But he's fooling these batters. The 1-1. Swung on, found away left side. Another large lead, notably, from Alex Howard as he gets underneath that one and pops it all the way back over towards the Festival Food concession stand, which sits all the way back on the left side. Of course, concessions on both sides of this stadium. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, out 2. It's the 10th strikeout of the night for Will Gilbert. The most by any pitcher this season. Two outs on the board, both coming from K's. As he strikes out 2 Hokies in a row, Tom Stoffel and J.D. Mundy. Justin Felix will now step in. He's one of the victims of Gilbert today as well. First pitch he sees. Fastball that runs wide, 1-0. Gilbert comes set, feeling himself now. Moving the ball around in his hand behind his back. Comes set, delivers. 1-0 pitch, fake snap throw from Hamilton there. He's frustrated with how much of a lead Alex Howard is taking after every pitch. It comes across for a strike as well. A nice breaking ball from the Baylor freshman. 1-1 count, 2 outs on the board. Howard takes his large lead from first. The delivery comes across, just missing the zone. A nice breaking ball from Gilbert. Runs high, 2-1 count. 2 outs on the board, runner at first. Justin Felix, the catcher, was walked back in this second inning and would be stranded at third in that one as well. 2-1 pitch, runs low and away. Hitters count, 3 balls and a strike. Will Gilbert looking to retire this batter and get out of the inning, leaving one stranded, as he's already thrown 2 Ks. Delivers in the 2-1, right across the plate, strike 2. Moves the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Felix was ready to toss his back towards his dugout. Thought that one missed. A little bit of a late call from the home plate umpire, Austin Nelson. But not too late, for that matter. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Make it 11 for the righty out of Baylor. The most strikeouts in a game by any pitcher, and he's not done. We're only done with the top of the 5th inning. We're moving to the bottom half. Bullfrogs have a 5-0 lead. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just $0.01 each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
Hello and welcome back to historic Joanne Stadium here, bottom of the 5th inning, about to get underway. The Bullfrogs have a 5-0 lead over the Bombers. New pitcher out on the mound for the Bombers, it's Tim Nelson. The right-handed pitcher will come set here in this inning for the Bombers. Tim Nelson out of UC San Diego. Interesting story about this guy. He's from Chino Hills, California. That's right, goes to the same school as the Ball family. You follow sports, you just can't seem to get enough of that family. Am I right? Of course, LeVar Ball, the recent second overall pick in the NBA draft, LaMelo Ball. And then Lonzo Ball. LaMelo's still in high school. He's, of course, at the high school where this right-handed pitcher Nelson is from. LaMelo, Lamal, LeVar. There's a lot of Luz in the Ball family. Mikey Falia is going to lead off the inning here in the bottom of the first. It's a ground ball at the middle of the field. Shortstop has it and makes the play. One down. Quick first down for the Bombers. Falia swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a slow bouncer to the shortstop, Alex Howard. Grabbed it over by the second base bag and threw it across the field. One retired. That will bring up the cleanup hitter, Kyle Binio. Won't have to clean up anything, however, as there's nobody on here. Kyle Binio on the night is 0 for 2, but credit him with an RBI sac fly back in the third inning. He stands in, the righty out of Youngstown State. First pitch he sees, fastball's in there, just hits the outside black, 0-1. Nelson, the new pitcher out on the bump for the Bombers, comes into the game struggling a bit as he tosses in the 0-1 pitch. That one's in there for a strike as well, 0-2. From UC San Diego, as mentioned on the season, has a 6.00 ERA. This is his fourth appearance for the Bombers. Has a save on the year and has pitched just 3 innings. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. It's a 3-pitch strikeout to Kyle Binio. 2 outs on the board. That will bring up Troy Johnston, the left-handed hitter out of Gonzaga. Nelson's first appearance was in a 6-12 loss against Lakeshore, where he pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 earned run, 2 hits, and struck out 1 as well. Troy Johnson digs in, watches a fastball run inside, reaches 85, 1-0. This Nelson pitcher out of UC San Diego has not pitched more than 1 inning in a game this season. The righty comes set, stares down Johnson and deals him the 1-0. It's swung on a belting line drive, fly ball out into center. Center fielder finally gets underneath of it, Jordan Getzelman, and snags the can of corn for the 3rd out. Bullfrogs go down in order 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning, but they have a 5-0 lead. On to the 6th inning we go. It'll be a new pitcher for the Bullfrogs as Will Gilbert's pitch count got all the way up to 99 in his 11 strikeout day. We'll tell you who it is when we come back. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Perfect game for your appetite? Look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in Wisconsin is this: without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at Joanne Stadium. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Top of the 6th inning, about to get underway. Things are going in the Bullfrogs' favor. They have currently a 5-0 lead over the Battle Creek Bombers. New pitcher out on the mound for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. It's Jake S. That's the right-handed pitcher out of Villanova. We'll have something to work up to. And by that I mean he's got to follow up William Gilbert. Gilbert had a great game for the Bullfrogs, one of the best games so far in a uniform this season for a Bullfrogs pitchers. Throws 11 Ks in 5 innings, did not allow a run. First pitch that Jake Esp throws of the innings, a breaking ball that finds the zone 0-1. Nick Walker, the left-handed hitter, stands in, watches the 0-1 go by inside at knee level, 1-0. 1-1 pitch, runs low in the dirt. In fact, gets away from catcher Brad Hamilton. And Nick Walker stands back out and stands back in. If you're not following us on Instagram, I would suggest it. If you're not following us on Twitter, I would suggest that as well. 2-1 pitch, a fastball that finds the outside black, 2-2. You can follow both of those things at GB Bullfrogs. Of course, today we managed some new ideas. Had some nice brain babies that got us some interesting headshots that I'm looking forward to posting on both of those sites, Instagram and Twitter, of the players. Go check out the first one. We're debuting it as we speak. A 3-2 count here after that one runs low in the dirt as well. A full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The delivery to Walker, outside and low in the dirt. So Jake S. walks the first batter he sees. That will bring up Alec Trella. Trella, the third baseman, has struck out twice today. We'll see what he can do against Jake Esp, the right-handed pitcher out of Villanova. First pitch that Trella sees, fouls it back into the backstop, 0-1. So Alec Trella will walk out, readjust his batting gloves, and stand back in. The Bullfrogs have a 5-0 lead here in the top of the 6th inning over the Bombers. 0-1 pitch, just outside, a nice pitch, breaking ball, running from 9-3, 1-1. Sun starting to set a little bit out in left field. The way the pace of the game's been going, runner off from first and Walker. Breaking ball comes across for a ball. Throw to second, not in time. Walker able to snag second base under the nose of Brad Hamilton. Hamilton runs across to have a quick word with his new pitcher and Jake S. Whispers something in his ear and gives him a pat on the bottom and runs back to crouch underneath home plate. Brad Hamilton supporting the eye black tonight. A nice look from the Kent State guy. He stands underneath, or rather behind home plate, crouches I should say. And Alec Trella, the third baseman, stands back in. Trella was walked 4 times tonight, but is behind in the count tonight, 1-2. The pitch, swing and a miss, well outside, and Hamilton will tag him just in case. It was in the dirt, chased after it, and it's the first out on the board. It's the hat trick, however, for Trella as he goes down swinging, his 3rd strikeout of the night. That will bring up Jordan Getzelman. Getzelman 1 for 2 on the night, did get a base hit back in that 2nd inning, is one of just 3 hits that the Bombers could manage. We're here in the top of the 6th inning and out on the board and a runner at second. Getzelman, first pitch you see, swings at it. It's a fly ball to left field. That stays in foul territory, however. A well-hit ball by Getzelman. The right-handed hitter launched one, pulled it all the way down the left field line, but it falls into the Bud Light Beach Club garden out there. As I mentioned, nobody hanging out there tonight, unfortunately. Someone could have gone home with a souvenir. An 0-1 count to Getzelman, however, he stands in with an open stance. Esp checks the runner at second, gives him another look, deals in the 0-1. Runs well and outside, gets away from Hamilton, and Walker scampers over to third. A 1-1 count now after the ball that got away from Hamilton. Didn't look like it was going to be enough for Walker to move over to third, but Hamilton took some time trying to find it. Run just 93 away from breaking the shutout from the Bombers. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball right across the plate. A nice pitch from Getzelman, and the fans love it. Of course, he, the beer batter tonight, struck out his last time up. They want some more half-price beer. Jake Asp wants to get out of the at-bat with his strikeout and put 2 outs on the board. The righty nods his head and comes set. Getzelman stands in and awaits. The 1-2. Ball outside, a fastball that got away from Asp. It's in the dirt, way off of the plate, and it evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the righty comes set now. Deals in the 2-2. Swung on a high pop-up in foul territory. That's going to bounce just past the stadium seating here on the right side. So Getzelman gets underneath that one, and the count will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. And out on the board, Willie Bourbon and Alex Pinner standing just off of the infield grass. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. The crowd goes wild. Some more half-price beer here in the 6th inning. And again, the crowds will run to the stands here in Green Bay. They love it. All of the dads in the stands, don't you love it? They all get up and go. Some of these guys already have beer in their hand. They got to go grab another one while it's cheap. Nikola Visic will now dig in for the Bombers. 2 outs on the board and a runner at third. A base hit will blow the shutout. First pitch he sees, fly ball center field. Troy Johnson has a read on it, underneath of it, and makes the grab. Bullfrogs leave a runner stranded at third, and they will carry their 5-0 lead into the bottom of the 6th inning. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
It's the best time of the year to update your ride. NEW Credit Union's Super Summer Loan Sale. From July 10th to 28th, get super low rates as low as 2.49% annual percentage rate.
To jumpstart the big event, from July 10th to the 16th, you can find your perfect car, truck, or SUV from a selection brought in by trusted local dealers right to our credit union offices in Oconto Falls, Oconto, and Surrey. Compare them side by side, or you can also visit a participating dealer and see their expanded selection.
Call NEW Credit Union for details at 800-924-1250. That's 800-924-1250. Get up to 100% financing during the Super Summer Loan Sale.
Borrower must meet NEW Credit Union membership eligibility and creditworthy requirements. All loans subject to approval. Example of repayment would be a monthly payment of about $17.75 per $1,000 borrowed for 60 months. Federally insured by the NCUA. Super Summer Loan Sale at NEW Credit Union. Get ready to own it!
Hello and welcome back. Bottom of the 6th inning about to get underway. It is still Tim Nelson out on the bump for the Bombers, so he will be pitching more than 1 inning for the first time here in his career as a Bomber. And due out for the Bullfrogs will be Brad Hamilton. Hamilton, the 6-hole hitter tonight for the Bullfrogs. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 guys here in the 6th. Brad Hamilton led off the 4th inning with a base hit. He's 1 for 2 on the night. We'll see if he can continue his hitting ways, of course, leading this Bullfrogs team in batting average, of course, including minimum plate appearances. Currently batting .350. First pitch he sees, fastball swung on, ground ball to the shortstop. Howard, throw to first in time. First batter retired. A slow grounder up the middle of the field over by the second base bag. That's where Howard scoops it up and throws it sidearm across his body over towards the first baseman for the first out. That'll bring up Alex Pinner, the future Mississippi State Bulldog. Of course, transferring there after his summer here in Green Bay, played for Scottsdale Community College this past season. Stands in, batting lefty with an open stance. Takes a cut at the first pitch he sees. Ground ball to the second baseman. Vasich can't make the play on it. Pinner gets over to first. It would be a tough play for the second baseman to make. Of course, a bouncer in the infield grass. Vasich makes a good play, getting to it in time. Tries to scoop it out in the grass, but struggles with it. And it falls into the dirt of the infield sand over by the second base bag, and it's a runner over at first. That will bring up Ben Hart, the second baseman. Stands in, watches the first one to go by. 1-0. Ben Hart stands in, crouch stance, awaiting the offering from Tim Nelson. Runner at first with an out on the board. A 1-0 count to him. Fastball, 84 miles per hour, runs low. That one at the shins. 2 balls and no strikes, and out on the board. Willie Bourbon stands on deck. He's had a good game. He's got a walk on the night and a run. Ben Hart, he's been all right as well. An RBI single in the 4th inning. 2-0 pitch to him. Fastball that gets away from the catcher Felix, and Alex Pinner will jog over to second. A 3-0 count now in favor of Ben Hart, as Tim Nelson tries to get into a groove here for the Bombers. Not out of it, that's for sure. The Bullfrogs have a 5-0 lead, though. A couple more runs would put them out of it. Ben Hart waves his lumber around and awaits the offering from the right-hander. Nelson checks the runner and Pinner at second. Now gives the offering. 3-0 pitch. Comes right across the plate. 3-1. Nelson comes set. Takes a deep breath. Gives a quick glance over to Pinner and deals in the 3-1. It's ball 4. Runs high and inside at the chin of Ben Hart. And now 2 runners on for the Bullfrogs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ben Hart managed a walk. He's over at first, so he's having a good day now. But second time he's been on base here in this one. And then we'll bring up Willie Bourbon, who, as I mentioned earlier, has a walk on the night, but he's 0 for 1, would fly out to center his last time up, but did manage to come around and score in that 3-run bottom of the 3rd inning. Willie Bourbon out of Northwestern, an active starter for the first baseman for the Wildcats, but would have his struggles at the plate in the Big Ten. He would bat just 164 in 37 starts. Coming off a season, however, where as a freshman he would bat 250. So he's got the ability to get it done at the plate, and we've seen it here in Green Bay as he managed a walk-off homer a couple weeks ago. Watches the first one go by for a strike and 0-1 count. Nelson deals in the 0-1. That one swung on and missed, however. Bourbon behind that one, an 0-2 count now as he steps out of the batter's box, readjusts his batting gloves, pulls up his pants and gets the signs from his head coach over there by the third base bag, the 3-time All-Star and 1988 Rookie of the Year, Chris Sabo. He comes set, awaiting the offering from Nelson. Nelson gets a pitch he likes, gives Pinner a check at second, deals in the 0-2. Swung on, it's a little blooper to left field. That's going to drop fair. They're going to send Alex Pinner home. The throw from left field is not going to be in time. Alex Pinner gets there safely. The throw to third, it goes into the outfield. Ben Hart rounded second after he saw the throw was going to the plate. Goes into third. The catcher, Felix, didn't see that Ben Hart was going into third until a couple of seconds. He was about halfway to third base before Felix realized it. They could have easily gotten Ben Hart stuck between the bases. However, the throw from Felix to third, which would have been in time and would have been a tag applied to Ben Hart, runs into the outfield, and so he slides in safely to third. Runners at first and third after Willie Bourbon hit an RBI single out into left field. Alonzo Jones, the designated hitter, now stands in. He's 1 for 3 on the day. The lefty watches the first one run by high and away. 84-mile-per-hour fastball. 1-0. As, of course, here in the 6th inning, half-price beer, you're starting to see some fans walk back with 2 cups of beer in their hands. What a way to spend your Sunday. 4th of July weekend, couple of beers, Bullfrogs with a 6-0 lead after the run comes across. No, I'm enjoying it. That one goes by, and now it's a 1-ball-and-1-strike count. There's an out on the board. Willie Bourbon's over at first and Ben Hart over at third. They take their leads, and Nelson comes set. Deals in the 1-1. A breaking ball that runs way inside. Alonzo Jones scoots away from it, but I think if he would have stood still, it might have actually been behind him. That's how far off the plate that one was. The left-handed hitter stands back in with an open stance awaiting. A 2-1 count. Nelson deals in the 2-1. Fastball swung on and missed. Alonzo Jones ahead of that one. Moves the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes and out on the board. 2 runners on. The corners, first and third. Alonzo Jones, of course, out of Vanderbilt, making a transition here in the Northwoods League from second to base to center field as time is called, as a ball from the bullpen of the Bombers makes it all the way over behind home plate. We've seen that happen a couple times. Some pitchers from either side warm up and balls get away from them and they travel all the way behind home plate. I will say, however, it definitely happens more time on the visiting side than the home plates or the home side, as the Frogs accustomed to the bullpens here. The 2-2 from Nelson. Runs high, full count now. It's at the eyes of Alonzo Jones. 1 out on the board, full count. Bullfrogs lead 6-0 as they've already put a run across here in the bottom of the 6th. Ben Hart stands at third. He could be the 7th. The Bullfrogs, of course, dropped last night's contest against this same team 13-1. The payoff pitch. Runs away. That will load the bases. Alonzo Jones manages a walk, and the manager of the Bombers is going to come out and have a word with his right-handed pitcher in Tim Nelson. I mentioned in the broadcast that he's only pitched 1 inning in the past, so he's not a guy that's yet accustomed to coming in and pitching multiple frames for this Bombers team. He's pitched an inning and a third, and the Bullfrogs have managed some hits against him and a couple of walks as well. A run here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and there's an out on the board. Due up for the Bullfrogs is Riley Smith, who in his debut as a 2-hole hitter has gone well. The shortstop is 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI, would hit into a fielder's choices last time up in the 4th inning. The righty out of Minnesota stands in, and Alonzo Jones, the designated hitter, takes a lead from first. Willie Bourbon takes one from second, and Ben Hart takes his from third. The delivery. First pitch that Smith sees is a fastball that runs low, 0-1. Tim Nelson, the right-handed hurler out of UC San Diego, trying to get out of this jam here, as this pitching coach came out to him and gave him a couple of words of motivation. But he remains out on the mound for the Bombers. They trail 6-0. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Smith falls behind in the count, 0-2. The Bullfrogs will come back here tomorrow for the 3rd game of this 3-game homestand against the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. The Bullfrogs, the only team this season that they have managed to sweep, of course, rather than the Kalamazoo Growlers, who they are 3-0 against this year. They'll have a home-and-home series against the Dock Spiders. The 0-2. Runs low and away. A 1-2 count now with an out on the board. Staying on deck for the Bullfrogs is Mikey Falia. Falia on the day for the Frogs, 0 for 3. Smith comes in, waves the lumber around. The right-hander, Tim Nelson, comes set, checks the runner at third, deals in the 1-2. Swung on, it's a slow grounder to Vasich at second, and the run will come across for the Bullfrogs, and Riley Smith will manage an infield single for the Bullfrogs. I thought it was going to be a fielder's choice outs in favor of the Bombers, but it's an RBI single for the Minnesota kid. The Bullfrogs take a 7-0 lead. 2 runs have come across here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Tim Nelson continues to be in a jam here. Bases remain loaded, and the new batter, Mikey Falia, will stand in. He's 0 for 3. An opportunity for a couple RBIs here, however. First pitch he sees, a fastball that runs wide, 1-0. Riley Smith's RBI single is a slow grounder to the second baseman, Nikola Vasich. Nothing he could do. He runs up on it, throws it to first, nearly beats out the runner in Smith. But Smith gets this cleat on the bag before Vasich could manage to get the ball over there. I mean, the ball wasn't hit well at all, but because it was just trailing along on that infield turf, there's nothing that Vasich could do about it. Run comes across and the bases are now loaded. Mikey Falia stands in, the 1-0 pitch to him. Swung on and missed. 2-1 rather, as the 1-0 came by for a ball as well. So a 2-1 count with an out on the board. Mikey Falia, the left fielder tonight for the Frogs, stands in. Supporting the neon green grip tonight on his bat. Had thought about breaking it out against the Wisconsin Woodchucks, but elects to give it a couple days off. Now has it tonight. 1-2 pitch, a beautiful breaking ball from Nelson, but it ran low in the dirt. A sinker there moves the count to 3-1. Bullfrogs looking to really break this game open on the Bombers. They really haven't put it to any teams this year. An opportunity with the bases loaded in a 7-0 lead. The 3-1 runs outside, and Mikey Falia will manage an RBI as he gets walked with the bases loaded. Willie Bourbon comes across to score, and the Bullfrogs take an 8-0 lead. Kyle Bino will now dig in for the Bullfrogs. The bases are loaded, and if anyone on this team can manage a grand slam, it would be Kyle Bino. Of course, he leads the team with home runs with 4 on the season. And with the way that the game's gone for the Bullfrogs, that's really the only thing that could top off the night. They have 13 strikeouts on the night and 8 runs. Bino's thinking home run as he has a huge swing but pops it up and away. Bino almost frustrated with himself after that one. You could see the profanities that he shouted after fouling that one away. So no one count after the foul off and out on the board. And the base is loaded. Bino stands in, the righty out of Youngstown State. Waves his lumber around and awaits the offering from Nelson. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Nelson ahead in the count here. He could use a strikeout just for his morale. As the righty out of UC San Diego has had his struggles tonight. Has allowed 3 earned runs already in this one, has walked 3 and struck out 1. All 3 of those earned runs coming in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-2. Swing on, that's a ground ball to the shortstop. 4-3 double play. It's a ground ball straight to Alex Howard, an underhand toss to Nikola Vasich, and a throw over to J.D. Mundy ends the inning. The Bullfrogs get 3 runs across, however, in the bottom of the 6th inning, but they leave 3 stranded. They lead 8-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
American Inn Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brewpub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brewpub Pizza. Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at historic Joanne Stadium. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. About the top of the 7th inning about to get underway, where the Bullfrogs have an 8-0 lead, an exact opposite day of how yesterday went. The Bullfrogs last night would drop the game 13-1 in a sequence of games here over the past couple of days that have just gone horribly for the Bullfrogs. They had managed just 2 runs in their past 3 games combined, but have put 8 up on the board here over the Bombers on Sunday. The first pitch that Cody Hawkins sees, the left fielder, goes by for a ball, a 1-0 count. Hawkins so far on the night is 0 for 3. Would ground out to first his last time up. Fouls away the 1-0, 1-1. That coming in the 4th inning. We are here in the top of the 7th, I should say, where the Bullfrogs have an 8-0 lead over the Bombers. Jake S. is on the mound. He deals in a 1-1, and it's wide, a 2-1 count. Jake S. did manage 2 strikeouts in that 6th inning. I talked about that he had some big shoes to fill, as Gilbert had 11 on the night. 2-1 pitch, runs inside. Good Lord, I thought that was going to hit Hawkins there. He stood in there throughout. But it's ball 3, a 3-1 count now, a fastball just outside of the hip. I mean, that was close to hitting Hawkins. The 3-1. Runs low and inside, ball 4. And Jake Epps walks the first runner he faces here in the 7th inning. Did the same thing in the 6th inning, in fact, but then would follow with 2 strikeouts and a pop-up.
Shortstop, number 1, Alex Howard.
Alex Howard now digs in. The shortstop watches a breaking ball come by right across the plate. Howard frustrated with himself. He liked the pitch. Wish he would have swung at it. Steps out, readjusts his batting helmet, and stands back in. The 0-1. Fastball. That one just misses the black there. I thought that clipped it. It was low and away, just missing by inches. 1-1. Jake S., the right-handed hurler, gives a quick look over to the runner at first. Deals in the 1-1. Swung on, it's a belting liner in the left field, and that'll be a base hit for the Battle Creek Bombers. It's just their 4th hit of the day. But with no outs on the board, the Bombers looking to get a couple of runs across here. As you can imagine, of course, 3rd in the South Division, there haven't been too many games where they haven't been in it. But right now they aren't. They trail 8-0, but with no outs on the board, they have runners at first and second. Tom Stoffel, who last night for this Bombers team belted a home run, stands in. The left-handed hitter out of Virginia Tech stands in. First pitch he sees, swung on, a belting liner away over towards the picnic area. 0-1.
Call 468-7820.
Tom Stoffel draws the X with his bat, swings it around and awaits. Supports the Virginia Tech batting gloves. 0-1. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. Awful falls behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Runners take their lead. Jake F's deals. Swing and a miss. Make it 3 strikeouts on the night for Jake S. 1 out on the board. Runners at first and second. That will bring in J.D. Mundy, the first baseman out of Virginia Tech. 1 for 3 on the night. Managed a base hit in the third, but has struck out twice. First pitch he sees, swung on. It's fouled off of the foot of Mundy as he kind of hobbles around over towards home plate. That one's got to hurt. Think he's going to be okay, however. And managed to come back into play, however. We've seen that happen not in the Bullfrogs' favor. However, a 2-man crew tonight. Austin Nelson, the home plate umpire, saw it, though, that time. No harm done against the Bombers. 0-1. Runs well outside. Moves the count to 1-1 with an out on the board. Runners take their lead at first and second. Jake S. comes set at the hip. 1-1 pitch, runs inside. It gets away from Brad Hamilton, and runners will advance 1 back. Cody Hawkin now over at third, and Alex Howard at second. Two runners in scoring position now here in the top of the 7th inning. J.D. Mundy digs in with the 2-1 count. The delivery to him, breaking ball that finds its way back into the zone. A really nice pitch from Esp there. Breaking left to right there, and now it evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Esp sends in the 2-2. Another breaking ball, but that one ran wide. A full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners take their leads at third and second. It's Cody Hawkin and Alex Howard. 3-2 pitch, swung on, fouled off the end of the bat, back into the backstop. Just got a piece of it. We'll stay at a full count. Bullfrogs looking to keep the shutout alive here. Payoff pitch. Swung on, fouled away right side. Good Lord. First base coach almost caught one there. Man, that was close. First base coach just managing to get out of the way of that one. It's a liner over towards him. Foul, of course. So full count. 1 out on the board. J.D. Mundy stands in the payoff. Swung on. That one's fouled away right side. That one towards the bullpen. Thank God there's a net over there. That could have been someone's teeth out. We will stay at a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bullfrogs holding on to their 8-0 lead here with a full count. Delivery. Swung on. It's a little blooper to the second baseman, Ben Hart. Throws it over to first. It's off the bag, and Willie Bourbon can't make the play. Run comes across for the Battle Creek Bombers. And that ends the shutout attempt for the Bullfrogs. And it could be the first run of a couple in this 7th inning as a runner stands over at third. Could have easily been the second out, at least, but Ben Hart misses a little bit. Kind of scooped it up over there at this 2-hole, and it popped up, and the throw over to first is way off the bag. Bourbon makes the snow cone catch on it, but when he's swiping up to try to make the tag, he loses the ball as well. Just a debacle of the play, not in the Bullfrogs' favor. And it's an error on the board. The second of the night against the Bullfrogs. Justin Felix, the catcher, now stands in for the Bombers. First pitch he sees, a fastball that runs away. Runners take their leads from the corners, and Justin Felix comes set. Felix on the night, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Swings at that one, misses, 1-1. Felix comes back, set the delivery from S, finds the inside corner. Knees buckling there from Felix, moves the count to 1-2 strikes. With 1 out on the board, Jake Epps comes set, checks the runner at first. Deals in the 1-2. A breaking ball that runs low, just missing the zone. 2-2. A 2-2 count here. 1 out on the board. Runners take their lead. S deals in the 2-2. Fastball that runs outside. Felix watched it go by. Full count. Felix comes set. S deals in the payoff. Swung on, ground ball to Penner at third. Throw to second in time. Throw to first. Scooped. No, it's not. A throw that gets away. Could have been a double play. Bourbon picks it up and faked a launch over to second. And a run comes across for the Bombers. It could have been the end of the inning. It could have been a double play for the Bullfrogs. But instead it's a run for the Bombers as they now chip away at the lead. They trail by 6, 8-2.
Right fielder, number 10, Nick Walker.
Nick Walker will now dig in, the right fielder, batting lefty here. First pitch he sees, fastball, swung on, fouled away, left side. A 0-1 pitch. That one's in there as well. An 0-2 count now. Two outs on the board, an 0-2 count. A runner over at second. Jake Epps comes set, checks the runner at second, deals in the 0-2. Fastball that's wide, a 1-2 count now. Peanut Gallery doesn't like it. They're giving the shouts out to the Blue tonight. Austin Nelson. I think he's called a pretty solid game thus far. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed. A strikeout for Jake S. That leaves a runner stranded, but it's 2 runs that come across for the Bombers. That'll do it for the top of the 7th inning. Bullfrogs with an 8-2 lead. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
That's what I said.
Hi, folks. This is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's, we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Hello and welcome back to the historic Joanne Stadium. Bottom of the 7th inning, about to get underway. The 7th inning stretch just went blaring over the speakers here. I gotta admit, that might have been the best of the season. It's pretty good. Fan came out belting it over the speakers. And the Bullfrogs are going to look to belt some more runs in. They lead by 6. It's 8-2 in favor of the Bullfrogs. And there's a new pitcher out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. It's a left-handed pitcher for the Bombers. Of course, yesterday the Frogs would struggle against the lefty. Trying to get that number for you. It's 35, Alex Smith. Alex Smith comes into the game here for the Bombers in the bottom of the 7th inning. Out of Lakeland, Tennessee, plays for the University of Memphis. A 6'3", 215-pound sophomore. One of multiple guys from Memphis on this Bombers team. In fact, there's 3 of them. Nonetheless, he's out there on the mound here for this inning. And the Bullfrogs due up is Troy Johnston. Troy Johnston, the 5-hole hitter. It'll be 5, 6, 7 in this one. Johnson so far on the night is 0 for 2. Would manage a walk all the way back into the 2nd inning. Bullfrogs with an 8-2 advantage. They led off the game with a run in the bottom of the 1st. Had a 3-run inning in the bottom of the 3rd. Managed a run in the 4th. And then their last time up managed 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. The Bombers would get 2 runs in the top half of this inning, however, bringing us to an 8-2 lead in favor of the Bullfrogs. The Frogs with 7 hits on the night to the Bombers' 4. Troy Johnston fouls one away, an 0-1 count. Johnson calls time, however. Looks like some dust or a fly got into his eye. He starts wiping it, now stands back in. Johnson stands with an open stance, crouched. And Smith deals him the 0-1. It's a fastball that's in there for a strike. An 0-1 count now, or rather an 0-2 count in favor of the new pitcher, Alex Smith. The lefty comes set out on the mound for the Bombers, staring down Johnston. Sends in the 0-2. It's a fastball that skips across the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alex Smith comes into the game for the Battle Creek Bombers, supporting a ERA of 8.02. Johnston swings at the 1-2 pitch. It's a fly ball deep into right field that bounces off the warning track and hits off the wall. Johnston rounding first, and he will get to second standing up. It's a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. I thought maybe things for the Bullfrogs would calm down, especially after 2 runs in the top of the 7th by the Bombers. But Troy Johnston doesn't think so. After going down the count 0-2, launches a double all the way out towards the Culver side. And with no outs on the board, he now stands at second. Brad Hamilton now squares in for the Bullfrogs. He's 1 for 3 on the night. The catcher out of Kent State awaits the offering from the new pitcher, Smith. The delivery to him. Fastball that swung on and missed. 0-1. Fireworks blowing off out in left field again for the 2nd night in a row. Of course, we'll have fireworks here at Joanne Stadium for the 2nd night in a row. Oh, 1 pitch into Hamilton. Swung on and missed. Hamilton getting a bit greedy there. That's a fastball that was way low in the zone. 0-2. Hamilton, of course, out of Kent State. This is his 2nd season in Green Bay, actually. The lone returner from last year's near playoff team. 0-2 pitch to Hamilton. Fastball, that one ran low. Didn't chase that one, however. 1-2. Of course, last year's team, a part of 4 or 5 different guys that got drafted in this year's draft. Who knows who will make it from this year's team? Of course, just a couple of juniors or so. So not too many guys will be eligible. 1-2. Runs low in the zone, gets away from the catcher but Troy Johnson stays over at second. Hamilton out of Avon Lake, Ohio. Kind of struggled this past season at Kent State, would bat just .239. This past year for the Bullfrogs, batted below 200. Just 16 RBIs and 23 hits. Having an absolute turnaround here this season. 2-2 pitch, runs low in the dirt, so Hamilton works his way back into the count after going down 0-2, a full count now. Hamilton, during his sophomore season at Kent State, would bat .309 in 20 games. So he's got the ability to. In fact, he's shown it this summer. Payoff pitch, runs inside. Hamilton works his way over to first base after going down in the count 0-2 is walked. That will bring up Alex Pinner, the third baseman tonight for the Bullfrogs. Pinner 2 for 3 on the night after striking out to start off his night. So runners at first and second here with no outs on the board, and Pinner digs in. Pinner out of Scottsdale Community College, home of the Fighting Artichokes. Smith steps off the mound to make sure that Johnston's not going anywhere at second. And Hamilton walks back to the bag at first. Both runners take their leads, and Pinner awaits. Batting a righty here against the left-handed pitcher. Launches one run high, a 1-0 count. Alex Pinner, of course, bats lefty the majority of the season, the switch hitter, as, of course, most of your pitchers here in the Northwoods League, right-handed pitchers. But here tonight, and is going to hit from both sides of the batter's box. 1-0 pitch, swung on. It's a fly ball into right field. That's foul into the Liney's deck out there. Count moves to 1-2. Final attendance here in Green Bay, 1179, which above the average in Green Bay, but not a sellout crowd. A good one for that matter, however. As you can imagine on a July 4th weekend. 1-1 pitch into Pinner. Runs high at the neck or so of Alex Pinner. Moves the count to 2-1 strike. Pinner, the JUCO All-American a couple years back at Scottsdale Community College, will be joining teammate Tanner Poole at Mississippi State come the fall. The 2-1. Runs low in the dirt. Moves the count to 3 strike. Another pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Bombers here with no outs on the board. Pinner's ahead in the count with the runners at first and second. Pinner stands in awaiting the offering. Smith takes a breath and deals to him. It's a check swing, but it doesn't matter. Or rather, it does matter because he didn't bring the bat head around, but it's a ball, and it's ball 4. The base is loaded again for the Bullfrogs with no outs on the board. It'll bring up Ben Hart, the second baseman tonight for the Bullfrogs. Hart has had a solid night as he's 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a walk. If he gets walked here, he'll grab another RBI as the base is loaded. The pitching coach of the Battle Creek Bombers comes out to the mound to have some words with his left-handed pitcher, Alex Smith, who, of course, came in to start the inning, but has not had a good start to the inning. As bases are loaded, Johnston at third, who led off the inning with the double, Hamilton, who was walked, and now Pinner, who was walked. With that being said, the Bullfrogs have not faced off against the best pitchers in this pitching staff for the Bombers, I should say. Of course, Click started it off. He had a 5.68 ERA. Nelson came in. He had a 6 ERA. And then Smith with an 8.02 ERA. First pitch, Hart sees, swings at it, but foul tips it off the end of the bat over towards the dugout of the Bullfrogs. He falls behind the count early 0-1. Ben Hart out of Oakland University, a redshirt junior. Right-handed hitter, stands at about 5'11", 230. Stands in with the bat resting on his shoulder, awaiting. Smith deals him the 0-1. It's a ball that runs way inside. In fact, I think it dribbled across the feet of Ben Hart. Didn't have much on it, a breaking ball, 1-1. This past season for the Golden Grizzlies would have his struggles. Batted just .200, but had a .303 on base percentage. Would steal 5 bases, a team best. The 1-1 to him. Swung on, ground ball left side. Throw to the plate in time. Throw to first, not in time. In fact, it's airmailed all the way into the bullpen. Brad Hamilton comes across to score. They're going to send in Alex Pinner as well. The throw not on target, and 2 runs come across for the Bullfrogs. Ben Hart able to scamper all the way over to third off of the E2. It's not the best play there for the Bombers. It's the best play to get the out at the plate, but the catcher tries to turn 2. Justin Felix grabs the throw from the third baseman, Alec Trella, launches it over to first, but it's launched into space. It's an airmail that goes all the way over towards the bullpen of the Bullfrogs, and 2 runs come across because of it. Ben Hart's able to use his speed to get all the way over to third, and there's no throw even to third. That's how far away it got from the first baseman, J.D. Mundy. Willie Bourbon has dug in now for the Bullfrogs. He took a cut from the first pitch he saw and is behind in the count 0-1. The 0-1 pitch runs low and gets away from the catcher. Ben Hart comes across to score for the Bullfrogs, and it's their 11th run of the game. They lead 11-2 over the Battle Creek Bombers. Of course, last night they drop a game 13-1 against this team. In fact, they've been on the wrong side of many lopsided games this season, to the point where you almost root for them to score even more runs. Not to downplay anything against the Bombers, not to put it on them personally, but the way that they've lost ball games this year, you don't feel guilty at all at the fact that they are currently in a 9-run advantage over the Bombers. Not to bring up the past, but there's been 20-1 games, 16-0, 13-1, of course, last night, 12-1s. It's been bad for the Frogs this year. The 2-1 to Bourbon. Check swing. Didn't come around. Yes, he did come around, in fact. Moves it to a full count. With that being said, you hate to see those 3 runs come across to Alex Smith. Granted, he got them all on base. However, he managed Ben Hart to ground out, and what was going to be possibly a double play turned into 2 runs for the Bullfrogs, and in fact got the runner all the way to third, which would then be a pass ball, which would bring him in as well. So despite not pitching bad after loading the bases, some unfortunate circumstances for him put 3 runs across. 2-2 pitch comes across, breaking ball, backwards K. Bourbon watched it go by. 2 outs on the board now. Nobody on. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Bullfrogs lead 11-2. Alonzo Jones will now dig in for the Bullfrogs. Alonzo Jones trying to get back into form, of course. Sat the last 3 games out due to some soreness, and that happens. You play a lot of games in a row, that's going to happen, of course. And so he sat out the past 3, the Bullfrogs dropping all 3 of those games, all of which they struggled offensively. Zoe, normally a guy that's able to get some hits going and some runs going for the Bullfrogs, really a spark plug. 1-0 pitch to him, swung on. It's a little blooper over the head of the second baseman, and it's the base hit. It's the 11th base hit of the night for the Bullfrogs, coming off the bat of Alonzo Jones. It's his second. He's now 2 for 4. And that's the thing about Alonzo Jones. I talked about it, and I don't know if it's because just the fact he used to be a freshman All-American, or if it's the fact he runs a 6'1", 60, or what it is, but it's something about him leading off this team for the Bullfrogs really seems to make everyone else play better. Of course, going into last night's game. In fact, going into tonight's game, the Bullfrogs have won just 2 of their last 10. 2-8 in their last 10. As Riley Smith watches the ball run outside 1-0. However, some of those games were really close. You think back to the 1-0 loss. You think back to some of the losses that the Bullfrogs had the leads going into the 9th inning. All of those came with Alonzo Jones in that leadoff spot. Here in the last 2 games, however, the Bullfrogs losing 5-1 and 12-1. Really just didn't have much offense at all. And, of course, the 1-0 victory. Had good pitching, just didn't have the hitting to back it up. However, tonight they've had it. 11 hits on the night to 4 for the Bombers. Riley Smith digs in, a 2-0 pitch to him. Runs inside, finds the zone that time, 2-1. So Jones stands over at first. Riley Smith here at the plate for the Bullfrogs. It's his debut in the 2-hole, and, well, I bet you can expect to see him there a few more times. He's 3 for 4. The 2-1 to him. One's low, and it moves the count to a hitter's count. 3 balls and 1 strike. There's 2 outs on the board here after the Willie Bourbon strikeout. The 3-1 pitch to Smith runs inside for ball 4. It's in the dirt at the feet of Smith. So runners at first and second now, and Mikey Falia will dig in. Falia is 0 for 3 on the night, but does have an RBI and a walk. That coming in the 6th inning as he would be walked with the bases loaded. Looking for his first hit in this game. He's one of just 2 players in the Bullfrogs lineup that have not managed a hit. That'll be him and Kyle Binio. Binio stands on deck for the Bullfrogs, and the head coach of the Bombers is going to come out and relieve his pitcher in Alex Smith. We're going to step aside for the pitching change. We're here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Bullfrogs have an 11-2 advantage over the Bombers. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts. Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium, bottom of the 7th inning. Bullfrogs have already put 3 runs across in this bottom of the 7th. It's 2 3-run innings in a row for the Bullfrogs, as they have an 11-2 lead over the Battle Creek Bombers. New pitcher out on the mound for the Bullfrogs as Alex Smith's day has come to a close. He managed 2/3 of an inning here in the bottom of the 7th.
Left fielder, number 28, Mikey Falia.
Mark Quinby out of UC San Diego. So the second guy from UC San Diego to come in, he's from Cerritos, California. I've noticed a lot of guys from the West Coast play in this Northwoods League, more than really any other portion of America. Nonetheless, Mikey Falia stands in awaiting his first pitch from the new pitcher. It goes by for a strike. He gets off on the right foot. Quinby comes into the game for the Battle Creek Bombers, their ace. In fact, the closer has appeared in 6 games, not allowing an earned run or a run yet. Has 8 strikeouts to 2 walks for a 0.00 ERA. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. 0-2. So quite the different pitcher that the Bullfrogs are seeing now. As mentioned, the past pitchers that they had seen were against some guys that have kind of struggled this season. But Quinby, he's a guy that's in stride here in the Northwoods League. And he comes set at the hip. The righty deals in the 0-2, and it's swung on, ground ball left side. The shortstop can't make the play on it. It's an infield single for Mikey Falia, his first hit of the game. Mikey Falia moves everybody one bag over. Alonzo Jones now stands at third. Mikey Falia stands at first after his single, and Riley Smith stands at second after his walk. Kyle Bino now digs in for the Bullfrogs. He's the only guy left on the roster that has not managed a hit. He's 0 for 4 in the night, has hit into a double play, but has a sacrifice fly RBI. First pitch he sees, takes a cut at it. Nice breaking ball from Quimby, 0-1. A lot of the games today have actually not been close contests. Of course, the Bullfrogs game, one of the last to start today. Most games having earlier start times. The Bullfrogs with a 6:35. In fact, the latest start time today. 0-1 pitch goes by for a ball. Catcher Justin Felix scrambling to get to it and does. And the pitching coach runs out to grab a ball that had gone astray out of the bullpen out there in left field for the Bombers. Bino stands back in with a 1-1 count. Quimby comes set, deals in the 1-1, swung on, popped up and away past the press box, 1-2. Wilmer Stingers managed a 10-1 victory over the Rochester Honkers, a Honkers team that were really in stride. The Lacrosse Loggers lose a close one a day after Canada Day in Canada against the Thunder Bay Border Cats 1-2. The Rockford Rivets got smoked against the Lakeshore Chinooks 16-1. That's a Lakeshore Chinooks team that's in stride. 1-2 pitch swung on a high pop-up just off of the infield dirt. And in the outfield, the second baseman, Nikola Vasic, gets underneath of it and makes the grab. Bases left stranded for the second time tonight. But I'm sure the Bullfrogs are okay with that as they managed 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. On to the 8th inning we go. The Bullfrogs with an 11-2 lead over the Bombers. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to historic Joanne Stadium. Top of the 8th inning about to get underway. We're here about 9:30. So it's been about 3 hours or so of game time, or just under, I should say. New pitcher out on the bump for the Frogs. It'll be Brett Falk. So Jake Espday has come to an end. He did allow 2 runs to come across, would strike out a couple along the way as well. In fact, his final stat line, 2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 1 hit allowed, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Brent Falk digs in now, or rather touches the rubber now for the Bullfrogs. Comes into the game and 18 innings pitched, has allowed 15 earned runs. Has 17 strikeouts to 6 walks, a pretty good ratio there. and he will face off against the leadoff batter here in this eighth inning. It will be a pinch hit situation. Number 4, Cale Hanneman. Watches the first one go by for a strike and 0-1 count. Falk deals in the 0-1. It's a fastball that runs low, 1-1. So Hanneman in for J.D. That's not right. In for Justin Felix. Or, no, I've got behind here. It's Alec Trella. Watches a couple more go by, a 2-1 count. Swung on and fouled up and away, left side, packs the grandstands. Moves the count to 2-2. So Cale Hanneman gets his first at-bat here tonight on the season, has struggled, 188 on the year with 4 RBIs. Watches the 2-2 run wide. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. You're starting to hear some fireworks in the background as night has fallen in Green Bay. And if you stick around long enough, you're going to hear some fireworks and see some here in Green Bay. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Brett Falk continues the strikeout train here in Green Bay. He grabs his first of the game. The Bullfrogs have combined for a 16 strikeout day, and we're only here in the top of the 8th inning.
And one more time, Miller Lite beer batters at the plate. Strikes out, half price half beer.
Jordan Genselman now digs in. It's a line drive to the shortstop, Riley Smith. And he makes the play. Line drive to Smith is right, runs over there and grabs it, securing the out. I think that's the first time we've even mentioned Riley Smith's name tonight. Of course, playing shortstop tonight for the Bullfrogs. In fact, it is. There's been no ground outs to the shortstop. Of course, Smith in for Aaron Pleschner, who time as a Bullfrog has come to an end. Nikola Vasic's first pitch he sees runs low, a 1-0 count. Vasic on the day has gotten over to first twice, a hit by pitch and a walk. Takes a cut at the 1-0 pitch, pop fly outfield. Ben Hart calls off everyone, makes the grab, and Brett Falk puts them down in order. 1, 2, 3. I can't even get the tweet out. That's how fast the Bullfrogs managed to end the top of the 8th inning. To the bottom half of the 8th we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. They lead 11-2.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get your results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
Hello, welcome back to historic Giuliani Stadium. The Bullfrogs on the right side of the Bedell lot this time. They lead 11-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher Alger on the mound for the Battle Creek Bombers as they have gone through their bullpen tonight. It'll be the 5th pitcher that they've thrown tonight. It's number 19. Tom Stoffel, who of course is a outfielder for this Battle Creek team, but has appeared in games pitching before. So unlike last night where we had a player left his jersey in Battle Creek type scenario, Tom Stoffel is actually pitching. A left-handed pitcher out of Virginia Tech, or rather outfielder. He comes set, deals in a fastball, then goes by for a strike, 0-1. Is it 18? No, it is 19. Tom Stoffel out there. 0-1 pitch, swung on, ground ball right side, a slow grounder to Vasich, and he can't handle it. An E4, the second of the night. Troy Johnson gets on base because of it. And now we'll bring up Brad Hamilton. Brad Hamilton, the catcher tonight for the Bullfrogs, has gone 1 for 3 with a walk. First pitch he sees, takes a cut, misses. 0-1. Tom Stoffel, of course, the DH tonight for the Bombers, so he gets the A-OK to pitch. In fact, this is his 4th appearance for the Bombers pitching. Has pitched 3 innings this year. Of course, 1 apiece, allowed 4 hits, has not allowed a run yet. In fact, has a 0.00 ERA, a 7-1 strikeout to walk ratio. 1-2 to Hamilton. Swung on and missed. Make that, or rather, the scoreboard gets ahead of me for probably the 17,000th time this summer. And now the count is 1-2. I can't trust that thing, man. Runner takes the lead from first. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and there's strike 3. And Tom Stoffel grabs his 8th strikeout of the season. That time, Brad Hamilton, the victim. His first strikeout of the night, he's now 1 for 4 with a walk. That will bring up Alex Pinner, the third baseman. Pinner's had a good night. He's 2 for 3 with the walk. But with that being said, there's not many Bullfrogs that haven't had a good night. In fact, I don't think there are any. Pinner takes a cut at the first pitch he sees and misses. 0-1. Benio, of course, the only one without a hit, but he managed to sacrifice fly, of course. As the 0-1 pitch goes by, just finding the inside black. Pinner disagreed with it, 0-2. Stoffel, the left-handed pitcher, and so, of course, Alex Pinner batting righty again, the switch hitter. 0-2. Strike 3, another K for the outfielder Stoffel. Backwards K this time. Pinner watched it go by, a nice breaking ball. And Stoffel has proven he can do it both. Ben Hart will now dig in, the third baseman. You got to think that Stoffel's probably one of those guys that nags the coach day in and day out. Hey, man, let me pitch. I can do fine. I'll do fine. And then, sure enough, you don't want him to do good just because he gets on your nerves, and then all of a sudden he throws a bunch of strikeouts. Yep, I guarantee he's probably one of those guys. But he's doing well so far in this one. Of course, just his 4th inning ever pitched, 2 strikeouts already, and dices in another breaking ball that finds the zone. 0-1 to Hart. Swung on and missed. He's staring down his 3rd strikeout of the night. 0-2. Tom Stoffel, of course, coming into the game, batting .347. So a good hitter. We'll see if he can keep his 0.00 ERA on the board as well. 0-2. Swung on. It's a high fly ball into left. That's going to drop fair. Troy Johnston is going to be waved onto third, and Ben Hart's going to get pushed all the way over to second. Troy Johnston could have came around to score, but Chris Sabo holds him up. Sabo not wanting to put it on the Bombers. However, if he did, I wouldn't blame him. We've seen some other teams put it on the Bullfrogs. But with 2 outs on the board, there's 2 runners on. Ben Hart at second, managed to double, and Willie Bourbon now digs in. Ben Hart now on the day, 2 for 4 with a walk. He stands over at second, and Troy Johnson on over at third after he got on off of the error. So if Johnson scores, it won't be an earned run against Stoffel. But Willie Bourbon will now dig in. the left-handed hitter out of Northwestern. So far on the night, Bourbon, he's gone 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. Stands in, awaiting the offering from Stoffel. The delivery swung on, fouled away left side. 0-1. As we get back to the scoreboard, the Eau Claire Express, another game that kind of got out of hand. They drop a game to the North Division leaders, the Waterloo Bucks, 14-2. The Wisconsin Rapids Raptors, the leaders in the South, they get a big score, or big, I don't even know how to pronounce it. They get stomped by the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders 13-2, to put it blatantly. That one comes in, it gets away from the catcher, and a run comes across for the Bullfrogs. They now lead 12-2. It's a breaking ball that just really gets away from Justin Felix there, travels all the way over towards the dugout of the Bullfrogs. And both runners advance it back. Ben Hart now standing over at third. Troy Johnson comes across to score. Notably, that's not a earned run against the pitcher in Tom Stoffel, as he got on due to the error. However, the run in Ben Hart over at third would. Bourbon stands in, the 1-1, swung on and missed. Now 1-2. The Wisconsin Woodchucks continue their tear. They're now on a 4-game winning streak as they beat the Kalamazoo Growlers 10-6. The St. Cloud Rocks, they beat the Duluth Huskies 6-3. And in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Bismarck Larks have a 2-1 lead over the Mankato Moondawks. The Raptors and the Dock Spiders actually had a doubleheader today, and the Dock Spiders won the second game 5-3. 1-2, swung on, fouled away, left side. Count will stay 1-2. So the Raptors go from coming into the day with just 7 losses to leaving with 9. The Madison Mallards and Kingfish do not play their game. And so if the Kingfish would have won that game, then they would have only been 2 games back. Of course, that's a Raptors team that started the year off on a 15-game winning streak. 1-2. Swung on, a skyrocketed high pop-up over towards the dugout of the Bombers. Third baseman gets over to it and makes the grab. Alec Trella finally gets underneath of it. And the Bombers get out of the inning, leaving one stranded over at third. But the Bullfrogs bring a run across. They now lead 12-2. Of course, fans sticking around here tonight because some fireworks will be popping off after the game. We're going to move on to the 9th inning. Bullfrogs 3 outs away from getting their revenge against the Battle Creek Bombers. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
When you're looking for a perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site, whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines. They'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the O'Connell Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, O'Connell Falls.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
Hello, welcome back. Top of the 9th inning. First pitch into Cody Hawkins, a ball inside. Brent Falk still out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. 1-0 pitch comes across for a strike, 1-1. Cody Hawkins, the left fielder tonight, dug in here for the Bombers. the tall, hefty right-handed batter. 1-1 pitch to him. That one runs high. The Bullfrogs 3 outs away here from grabbing their revenge over the Battle Creek Bombers. Of course, last night would be on the wrong side of the blowout. They lose 13-1. 2-1 pitch, swung up, fouled away, right side. Foul territory, out of play, past the stands. A 2-2 count here, no outs on the board. Fireworks continue to fly off out to the left. A couple outs from now, and the Bullfrogs will manage some of their own. 2-2 pitch gets away from Brett Falk. It runs all the way back into the backstop. Brad Hamilton can't even put a glove on it. Moves the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs on the board. Top of the 9th inning. Payoff pitch, swung on, a chopper to the third baseman. Pinner grabs it, throw to first. Not in time. Cody Hawkins beats it out. A nice stretch from the first baseman, Willie Bourbon. However, Cody Hawkins manages the infield single. I mean, when I said chopper, I mean chopper. That thing hit the ground and was in the air for so long, if I wasn't paying attention, I probably would have said he popped it up. Pinner did a solid job of timing it to where when he grabbed it, he made the transfer cleanly. And it was a nice motion full throw that didn't seem awkward at all, but granted, it's an infield single. Alex Howard launches a ball all the way out into left field, and rounding third is Hawkins. Is going to get to the, or rounding second rather, is Hawkins going to get to third standing up. It's a double for Alex Howard. You were wondering when Howard was going to pop off. Of course, last night would be labeled the Northwoods League Player of the Game. However, tonight was just, well, not just 2 for 4, but he was 2 for 4. Not having the game he had last night, but he manages a double here. And Tom Stoffel now digs in, who, of course, ended out the inning this past time around on the mound. He stands in so far on the night, has struggled 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Fouls away the first pitch he sees, falls behind the count 0-1. Fans have stuck around here. As mentioned, a solid crowd tonight, over 1,000. They were waiting for the fireworks on this 4th of July weekend. 0-1 pitch, swung on, a ground ball to the second baseman, Ben Hart. Throw to first in time and notably on target. 0-1. Of course, Hart has been moving back and forth from third and second. It's been tough for him to really get into a motion at one position or another. And so, of course, he has some mistakes here and there, some throwing errors, shorts arm some, overthrows some. He fields it well every time. It's not like he's bobbling with the ball looking awkward out there. But manages that one. J.D. Mundy watches the first one run wide, 1-0. This past season for Oakland, Hart with just 2 errors on the season, but leads this Green Bay team with errors this year. 1-0 pitch fouled away left side, 1-1. And he knows it too. He kind of makes jokes about it from time to time, I've heard him say. If I could just throw the ball over to first, I'd be a pretty good ball player. Hard on himself, wants to be successful. Of course, met up with him on an interview a couple weeks back. You should go check it out. J.D. Mundy launches the 1-1 pitch, a fly ball into right. That lands on the warning track. Troy Johnson makes the grab, and the runner at third tags up and comes across and scores their second run of the inning, as the score is now 12-4. But it's the second out, and J.D. Mundy grabs the sacrifice RBI. Managed one last night as well. That will bring up Justin Felix, the catcher. He digs in. Falk deals to him. Fastball that runs way inside, 86 miles per hour. Felix watched it all the way into the glove. One-zero pitch comes across for a ball low. Brett Falk looking to close this thing out. Has allowed 2 runs here in the top of the 9th inning. But the Bullfrogs will take it as they lead 12-4. 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Falk gets one back. Bullfrogs now 2 strikes away from grabbing their revenge victory over this Bombers team. And for the Bullfrogs, a much-needed win and a much-needed night where they have a big offensive night. 2-1 pitch fouled back. Deuce is wild here. 1 strike away is Brett Falk from sending this crowd into a frenzy. As not only will they be happy for a Bullfrogs win, but for some beautiful fireworks. Brett Falk comes set, deals in the 2-2. Finds the outside corner. He's rung up. That ends the game. The Bullfrogs beat the Battle Creek Bombers 12-4. It's a backwards K that ends the game here in Green Bay. The Bullfrogs get their revenge over a Battle Creek team that put it on them last night. They lost last night 13-1. Tonight, they win 12-4. A much-needed big night. Of course, they get 11 hits on the night to the Battle Creek Bombers. Or rather, we're going to get the actual update. The scoreboard's been a little off for you. It's 13 hits for the Green Bay Bullfrogs, 7 hits for the Battle Creek Bombers. The Bullfrogs managed 3 errors, the Bombers 4, and the Bullfrogs win their 12th game of the season. They improved to 12-21 on the year, and the Battle Creek Bombers, who currently sit at 3rd in the South Division, drop a game to the Green Bay Bullfrogs. They do have the advantage on the season, 3-1, but they split the series here in Green Bay. The Battle Creek Bombers dropped to 19-14 on the season, and as mentioned, the Bullfrogs improved to 12-21. They've won now 3 of their past 10 games, so moving up on that one. They'll be back here tomorrow for day 3 of the 3-day America Weekend Series. They'll play the Final Act Dock Spiders for a home-and-home game, but the main storyline, Bullfrogs win 12-4. Stay tuned for the post-game show. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Frogs win.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a brewpub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every brewpub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half-pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brewpub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get you results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Green Bay Bullfrogs defeat the Battle Creek Bombers 12-4. They split the series with the Bombers 1-1 here in Green Bay. On the season, the Bombers do have the advantage, however, 3-1. They managed the sweep back at home at the start of the season, but of course this is a different Green Bay Bullfrogs team. Granted, the Bullfrogs currently sit at 9th in the South Division even after the win today, as the Final Act Dock Spiders got a 2-game sweep over the Rafters, and of course the Wisconsin Woodchucks are on a 4-game winning streak. With that being said, as mentioned, the Bullfrogs are a different team. They've welcomed in some newcomers that have had some great success thus far. They've lost some players recently, however, they will be welcoming in some new ones that have some promising stats. Notably, the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors clinched the South Division yesterday. They will be going to the playoffs, and with that being said, in a few days, the first half of the season will end, and we'll start a new second half of the season. With that being said, and if what that means is that it's a whole new season. Granted, yes, the Bullfrogs are 9th in the South Division, and they have struggled this season. But we've seen the Bullfrogs have great days in the field. We've seen them pitch well, and we've seen them hit well. If the Bullfrogs can manage to continue nice like they had tonight, where they put 13 hits up on the board, hit in a timely manner, and pitch well like they did tonight, they can manage to have a solid second half of the season. Of course, the winner of the second half will clinch a playoff spot, and then the next two best records in the South will make the playoffs. It'll be a tough task, but with the way the Bullfrogs played tonight, and with the newcomers coming in, and the newcomers that have already came in and been successful, it is not unheard of. With that being said, let's give you a look at the scores around the league one more time before we give you your Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine player of the game. And if you've been sticking along, it's pretty obvious who it's going to be. Your scores for today's game. The Mankato Moondogs and the Bismarck Larks are currently still going live, but we do have a couple of final scores. The Wilmer Stingers put it on the Rochester Honkers today. They win 10-1. The La Crosse Loggers beat the Thunder Bay Border Cats 1-2. The Rockford Rivets, they get absolutely destroyed today by the Chinooks, who notably have been phenomenal this season here of late. The Chinooks win 16-1. The Waterloo Bucks beat the Eau Claire Express 14-2 at home. The Fond du Lac Dock Spiders had a 2-game home doubleheader against the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors. They sweep them 13-2 in the first game, which completed its 9 innings from a game earlier this season that were rained out. And then the second game was a 7-inning game that they won 5-3. The Kalamazoo Growlers lose at home to the Wisconsin Woodchucks 10-6. The St. Cloud Rocks beat the Duluth Huskies on the road 6-3. The Madison Mallards and the Kenosha Kingfish game was postponed today until July 3rd. The Bismarck Larks are in the bottom of the 6th inning, where they currently have a 2-1 lead over the Mankato Moondogs. And your final here in Green Bay Bullfrogs 12, Battle Creek Bombers 4. Fireworks play in the background as it is July 4th weekend. One more home game to this 3-game homestand for the Bullfrogs before they travel out to Fond du Lac for a game. A look at your in-depth box score presented by, was not really presented by anyone, but I'll present it from myself. Presented by Nolan Knight. Your notable players for the Battle Creek Bombers. A. Howard would go 3 for 5 with 2 runs after a night where he was labeled the Northwoods League Player of the Night. J.D. Mundy, he went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Nick Walker would go 1 for 3. Getzelman goes 1 for 4. Your losing pitcher on the night, Andrew Click. He pitched 4 innings, allowing 4 earned runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, struck out 2. Nelson came in and pitched 2 innings. He allowed 3 hits, 3 earned runs, would walk 3, strike out 1. Andrew Smith comes in to pitch 2/3 of an inning. He allowed 3 earned runs off of 2 hits, 3 walks, he struck out 1. Quinby would come in to pitch 1/3 of an inning, allowing 1 hit and no runs, walks, or strikeouts. Tom Stoffel finished the game out in the 8th inning for the Bombers today. He allowed 1 hit, 1 run came across that was unearned, and he struck out 2. Your notable players for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. And it'll be tough to choose from tonight, as many players had absolutely phenomenal nights. In fact, every single player for the Bullfrogs was great. Alonzo Jones went 2 for 4 with 2 runs and a walk. Riley Smith goes 3 for 4 with a run, 2 RBIs, and a walk. Mikey Falia, he went 1 for 4 with an RBI and a walk. Kyle Binio, he went 0 for 4, but did manage a sacrifice fly. Troy Johnston, he went 1 for 4, got on base a couple of times due to errors as well, came around to score once and was walked. Brad Hamilton went 1 for 4 with 2 runs and a walk. Alex Pinner went 2 for 4 with 2 runs and a walk. Ben Hart went 2 for 4 with a run, an RBI, and a walk. Willie Bourbon, he went 1 for 4, 2 runs, an RBI, and a walk. Your pitching stats for tonight. Your winning pitcher on the night, William Gilbert. This guy was phenomenal today in his 3rd start of the season. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, only 0 runs allowed. would walk just 2, and he struck out 11. Jake Esp would pitch 2 innings, allow 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and struck out 4. And then Brett Falk would close the game out, and he'll pitch 2 innings, allowing 2 earned runs. He struck out 2. So that is your look at your in-depth box score. You already know who the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine player of the game is, and I'll tell you, it was William Gilbert. He got the start tonight for the Bullfrogs and the win. Allowed just 4 hits and 2 walks, did not allow a run in the entire game, and he struck out 11. That'll do it here in Green Bay. As always, it's a pleasure calling Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on the WOCO Sports Stream. Thanks to Larry in the studio. Thanks to all of you that have stuck around and tuned in tonight and throughout the season. The Green Bay Bullfrogs on the right side of the upset tonight. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream, as always, on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Peace!
We've heard it time and time again. You want local loan decisions and servicing, faster turnaround, and answers to your questions handled right here in Oconto. At the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've got all of those bases covered, from local loan decisions and on-time closings to great rates and fair terms. Visit me, Bob Schwartz, at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. I've helped many people, and now I'd like to help you with your next loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
That has been Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM. Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Scatcherd, and Anderson, the NAW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and Witt's Piggly Wiggly. Also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing. Stay tuned for more Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on 107.1 WOCO Stereo FM. Have a great day.